And crazy. You good, T-Minus?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 23 of the Red Pill Phone Tap. I am Wesley with my best friend in the world here. Most of you refer to him as Mr. Anthony B. Anthony, it's another week of quarantine, but it's a week that they will not hold down the Red Pill Phone Tap, sir.
Never. Not last week, not this week, not next week.
No, sir. We had to get the Michael Jordan number 23, episode number 23 of the Red Pill Phone Tap going. We have got a great show. There's no reason to hesitate. Let's jump right in this. It's 8 o'clock. Usually we're a half hour late, but that does not give you guys a reason to be late. Hopefully everybody makes it in on time. We got a great show for you tonight, guys. Tonight, our three big segments, and I'm sure a lot of things that we're going to get to, our three big segments. First, we are going to discuss tonight why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches.
Nah.
We got a little soft recently, I think, with some of our topics. So I think we had to kind of bring it back in, Anthony. We had to go to the CrossFit gym. Everybody's been indoors. Everybody's a little bit like ready to talk about some rawr shit.
You think
right?
You think we went soft?
Actually, no, we never go soft.
I was like, when we went soft,
that's what it sounds like, everybody, when you create a narrative right there. You just make it up on the spot. Sounds good. Just go with it, right? Yeah, we all know those people from the Church of Sounds Good, right?
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about tonight why you can't blame blue pill men for their actions. Yep, this is going to be a whole segment defending blue pill men. We had some things happen on Facebook this week in a group you and I were both in for quite a long time. It started out an amazing group. The good news is we made some lifelong friends out of that group, which is our first topic. We made a lifelong friend. Why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches was inspired by Larry Cheek, who we met in this Facebook group, who has since joined and become a founding member of our group. He has also formed his own group, which is very insightful. There's not a lot of conflict. There's a lot of men sharing knowledge. We'll get way into that, but we thank Larry Cheek and Rollo Tomasi for helping us with this segment. Why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches. We're going to talk about why you can't blame blue pill men, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Facebook controversy we found ourselves in. And the final segment tonight, guys, where we're going to hit home is, are you strong enough? Are you strong enough to say no? Knee-jerk reaction to that, you might think you are. You might think that you are strong enough to say no. But we're going to give you some real-life scenarios where men have trouble just simply looking someone in the eye and saying the word no. It's a lot harder than I think, Anthony, a lot of people give it credit for. I really do. It's not a lot of people give credit how hard it is to just look someone in the eye or just be on the phone with someone and say, no, that's not how my life looks. That's not what we're going to do. But let's jump right into it. Anthony, it's a lot of us really, we hear women online, we see women online, we hear women on YouTube, and they're wondering where all the good guys went, Anthony. They can't understand why men are failing to commit. Right?
Wait. What's the age of these bitches? Because I ain't never heard no.
You've never
wait.
time out. You've never heard. Let me get this right, Anthony. And I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to quote you.
Okay.
Are you telling me you've never seen a curvy Instagram model, 24 years old, say, "Where all the good men at"?
Nope.
Is that what you're telling me?
I'm guaranteeing you.
I'm quoting you on this.
Yeah, that bitch ain't out there.
I'm quoting you. All right.
All the good men.
Yeah.
They're all in your DMs, bitch.
Here's the thing. I think our knee-jerk reaction when we see women that have hit the wall, when we see women that they're not winning at life, they've gained 40 pounds, our knee-jerk reaction is to feel bad for them. And then we'll listen to them complain.
We're conditioned.
And that's what our second segment's all about.
Okay,
We are conditioned to feel bad for these hoes, aren't we?
Right.
Yes, we are. But I'm here to tell you guys, there's a lot of reasons why you should not feel bad for these hoes. Now, I told you guys earlier that this segment was inspired by two people that are very dear to this show. First, of course, is Rollo Tomasi. Okay? Rollo Tomasi is just such a... To me, Anthony, I know you're a huge Rollo Tomasi fan. Would you say he's the CEO of the Red Pill community as we sit here in the year 2020?
Yeah, real easily said. He really broke down exactly why we feel how we feel, and how exactly we should move forward, knowing after you get to know the knowledge, okay, this is how you move forward because this is why she's acting this way. And so, and remember we talked about this before. We talked about you have your baseline, you have your elementary class, you got your high school, you got masters. And the thing is once you get the knowledge and then you get to experience how to use that knowledge after you get it. Now, Rollo Tomasi did something was like, look, stop just doing it. Understand why you're doing it.
Yeah, good friend of the show, Larry Cheek, like I said, good friend of the show. He likes to point out a lot to guys. Because Corey Wayne, to you and I wouldn't liken Corey Wayne to kindergarten or anything.
No.
But I would say Corey Wayne
basics.
is like high school, right?
Yeah, you say high school. Well, the reason I say elementary is because in elementary you are learning the skills to learn more in elementary. High school is you already got a learning base. You've been taught how to learn.
Yeah.
In elementary and middle school. High school is like, okay, now you're ready to start getting ready for higher knowledge. So this is the information. We need to test and see if you can actually excel in the mastery in college. So
yeah,
I say elementary.
I like your explanation of that because elementary school, kindergarten through 6th.
Yeah.
You can't do high school without elementary school. That is your whole foundation. And you know what? Yep. Because you're likening elementary school to foundation, I would say Corey Wayne is elementary school.
Yes.
But it's all 6 years of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're learning just kind of the basics. This is the color yellow. This is what it looks like.
Exactly.
This
is how you add it together. This is how you multiply it, divide it, subtract it.
Right.
So yeah, you get the basics, and then once you're able to be like, I got the basics down, I can survive with the basics. Now it's like, hey, there's some more shit out there.
Well, and I would say high school. I would put AMS.
Oh yeah,
in high school. I know there's a lot of people that we know in the Red Pill community, in our groups, in our small groups, that know of AMS, which stands for Alpha Male Strategies. The reason I like him for high school is because I don't think you can appreciate AMS unless you watch Corey Wayne.
Exactly.
And AMS is an admitted disciple
Of Corey Wayne.
of Corey Wayne. He
Yeah.
talks about Corey Wayne in a lot of videos.
Yeah.
And he's never talked about Corey Wayne in a way where he wasn't holding him up in high regard.
Right.
He's never felt like he had to compete. You know, that's why when I see young men online, like, Corey Wayne is irrelevant. AMS is the new shit. It's like,
Nah.
AMS wouldn't even tell you that.
Right.
You know, I feel like Corey Wayne's just such a good foundation. And to your point, elementary school. And then you go to AMS for high school. Then I would say your undergraduate. And guys, feel free to put your put your comments in the live stream here on Facebook. For those of you that are listening on Spotify and stuff, when we release on Sunday night, you can always come to Facebook and look up Red Pill Phone Tap and join our group if you'd like to get our content 2 days early. But I would like to say Donovan Sharp is your undergraduate in college, and then I'd say Rollo Tomasi is your master's program. That's how you and I have used
it.
Yes,
because Rollo Tomasi is a deep. I told you this comment before. You get 15 minutes of Rollo Tomasi, and you have 7 pages of information. Like,
yeah. And I mean, there's times where I'm listening to his audiobook and I have to pause.
Yeah.
Because I have to look up a word.
Right.
That he's using. His language is very, very dense. Hey, no problem. I enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy learning new shit anyway.
Yeah.
But it's very, very dense language. And for those people that are listening that have listened to the books, they absolutely know that.
I have to rewind his books all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a master's level course. And as we all know, some people never go to high school.
No.
In the United States.
Right. Right.
So even fewer people graduate high school, and even fewer of those people go to college, and fewer people graduate college. So it is a very few people that are in the Red Pill community even, that are on a Rollo Tomasi level.
Right.
But this segment where we're talking about don't feel sorry for old bitches, this was inspired by Larry Cheek posting an observation by Rollo Tomasi, where Rollo Tomasi in his book, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if it's Positive Masculinity or if it is the first in the Rational Male series. It doesn't matter. We recommend that you read all 3. Those 3 books are so important if you are in this Red Pill community, especially the first and third book. Now, the second book, I think, is more for younger men, which I think is super important. I'm glad I listened to it. I probably won't listen to the second book anymore. But the first and third book for me are just fucking amazing. I just don't think I'm the audience for the second book as much.
Which one?
The second book is
Preventative Medicine?
Preventative Medicine, yeah. It's more for younger guys. He wrote that as an inspiration for people that were saying, hey, I wished I'd have gotten this information years ago. So he kind of wrote that for them. But in his he made this observation. He was talking about the COO of Facebook. Her name is Sheryl Sandberg. And Larry actually put this out into a Facebook group that we used to be in. And he puts a post out there. And we're going to get to Rollo Tomasi's breakdown of this quote afterwards. So stay with us. But Larry Cheek posts in a Facebook group. He says, "This post is for ladies only. I will not reply on this thread. Ladies, awesome job finding Coach Corey Wayne. What do you think of this statement from Facebook executive, which we know is COO of Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg?" And Sheryl Sandberg writes, "When looking for a life partner, my advice to women is date all of them. The bad boys, the cool boys, the commitment-phobic boys, the crazy boys, but do not marry them. The things that make the bad boys sexy do not make them good husbands. when it comes time to settle down, find someone who wants an equal partner, someone who thinks women should be smart, opinionated, and ambitious, someone who values fairness and expects, or even better, wants to do his share in the home. These men exist, and trust me, over time, nothing is sexier. Now, in the church of sounds good, Anthony, I'm sure that just sounds good to everybody listening.
There's a whole lot of amens.
Oh, yeah, girl. Date the bad boys, the commitment phobic boys. Get in there, girl. Do you, girl.
Preach, girl.
You got to live your party years, girl. Well, and again, guys, this segment is about why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches, and that quote says it all. This is the COO, and again, this is Rollo Tomasi's observation, not mine. I don't want to act like I'm stealing it, okay? But this is the COO of Facebook telling you, basically, alpha fucks beta bucks, isn't she? All day long. That is, I mean, that's what that is. While you're young, party it up, girl. Party it up. And this guy that she describes at the very end, someone who values fairness and expects, or even better, wants to do his share in the home. These men exist, and trust me, over time, girl, nothing is sexier.
Anytime somebody has to tell you, trust me, it's trying to convince you of some shit.
Well, I want to point out that Sheryl Sandberg is correct. Those guys do exist. But the audacity in this quote, so date the bad boys at first, and these guys that you want to marry, they should just fucking wait around.
Not just the bad boys, all of them. List all of them. She said,
date them all. Give that pussy out generously. Make sure that by the time you get married, you can't even connect to a man because you got a body count of like 350.
Girl, get all the digging sticks you can get, girl. Just dig.
Stay protected, girl. Stay protected, girl. Jesus Christ.
Dig that.
Boy, that is crazy how the COO of Facebook is suggesting date all these bad motherfuckers. Yeah. Don't worry. Those good guys that you wouldn't date before,
they're waiting.
That you dissed before, they're just going to hang out, twiddle their thumbs.
They're still waiting.
Waiting on you to get ready for your party years. Well, I got news for you, old bitches. Older men can still date 26-year-olds.
All day.
Which is why you hear these grainy, grizzled these old-ass fucking 40-year-old bitches that are like, where are all the good men at? Oh, you know where all the good men at? Dating 26-year-old pussy.
These older women, too, always find Jesus. Mm-hmm. And now they ain't giving out pussy like they was before. Because
anything to get some guilt going on why we should commit to them when they wouldn't commit to us when they were 26 years old, man. Do not feel sorry for old bitches, guys, because they had their shot, okay? They ran around and partied and had a kid with Big Dick Rodney.
and they are,
and now they want you to take care of Big Dick Rodney's kid, and according to CEO Sheryl Sandberg, they expect you to want to do things around the house.
Wow. Cause she too tired. She old.
Yeah, and by the way, she waited a long time. Here's another note that I have on this, by the way. When she was age 20 to 31, how many times did she say, I don't need no man?
Oh, all day. She independent and shit. She don't need
I don't need no man.
Cause that wall, she didn't know that wall was coming.
Yeah. And we've got some comments on the wall coming up in the second segment, but we'll do a little teaser here. That's what we're talking about We had a meme go sideways in a Facebook group this past week, and that's what this meme was all about. Was like, how dare you just assume that I'm just sitting around waiting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got shit I got to do too. I would like vagina.
I'm gonna tell you something. This CEO of Facebook, that if she found that guy, and she's a lucky bitch, because most guys aren't waiting in the wings that has high value. That guy ain't just fucking waiting on a bitch.
Well, when I was Googling Sheryl Sandberg earlier, look what immediately comes up is husband.
Her husband?
So this has been Googled before.
Okay.
And it's Dave Goldberg.
I wonder the age difference.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Dave Goldberg was married.
Okay.
Looks like maybe he passed away in 2015. Wonder what Dave Goldberg did. I wonder what this guy who
If he's
just waited
dead,
around.
If he's dead, he was old.
Yeah, he was born in 67, so he's not that old.
Oh, damn.
He was an American management consultant and businessman. He was the founder of Launch Media and the CEO. Holy shit, the CEO of SurveyMonkey. God damn.
Okay.
He was married to Sheryl Sandberg, CEO of Facebook. So he passed away at age 47. And yeah, he looks like, by the way, Dave, rest in peace. We're not here to be mean on this show. But he does look like that last guy that Sheryl talks about. He doesn't look particularly cool. But we know because he was CEO of SurveyMonkey.
Looks like
guys,
a sitcom,
SurveyMonkey was a huge website for a long time. And that's that beta bucks, isn't it? That's that beta bucks. I'm going to mute that third microphone over there. There we go. But yeah, do we have a echo?
Yeah.
Let's do a quick pause and let's let our... All right. Sorry about the pause. Sorry about that, guys, on Facebook Live. We had a little bit of an audio problem. I think we're good now. But he looks like that last guy that Sheryl Sandberg talks about, right?
Yeah,
just looking at the photo.
sitcom dad.
The sitcom dad. And trust me, girl, nothing, absolutely nothing is sexier than that right there, girl.
I don't see sexy in that photo, but
Dave, rest in peace, buddy. We're not. Last thing we want to do is
but
talk.
hypergamy all day because he.
It looks like just from. We've never met these people, but it looks like hypergamy all day long. I mean, all day long. And this fucking old bitch.
And she ain't the best looking bitch either. So.
Dave Goldberg? I don't know. Have I seen Sheryl Sandberg? What does Sheryl Sandberg look like? This fucking hypergamous bitch. Sheryl Sandberg looks like she used to be hot back in the day. If I gotta be honest.
So that's probably
if you guys are Googling her as you listen.
That's probably why she say,
fuck all the bad boys.
Yeah.
I know I did, girl.
Get them while you can. Because even she knows that wall exists.
Anthony, would you talk to our viewers about the wall? Because we're going to hit this later in the program. Just so everyone knows that it exists.
Well, the wall is about females being able to have... I'll say this is the age range where they can have their pick of the litter. And...
You mean prior to the wall?
Prior to the wall, yes. I was speaking of the age range before the wall.
Oh, I got you.
They have their pick of the litter. They have time to jump from digging stick to digging stick, and it was known as the cock carousel. But once they hit that wall where it's like, yeah,
Don't nobody. People will have sex with them, but they don't want to boo up with them.
no. But because guess
And
what?
This is prime age where they want to start using a bunch of guilt about.
Well, you're talking about after the wall, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm talking about after the wall.
Yeah.
When they hit the wall, it's just prime time. Like, how come you ain't call me back?
Well,
What-
yeah, a lot of guilt language is starting to be used after they hit the wall. They want to shame you into shit after they hit the wall, and that's when you start hearing a real man.
Yeah.
That's when you start hearing that shit.
A real man, a real man wouldn't take the milk and not buy the cow. Bitch, that's not how that fucking phrase goes. What are you talking about?
Always trying to frame it to the narrative that benefits them. That is what after the wall female language sounds like.
Well, that's why this segment is about why you shouldn't feel bad for these old bitches. Because here's the thing, guys.
They chose.
They chose to use up all their prime years just fucking hanging out with Big Dick Rodney and his two friends, riding the goddamn dick carousel.
Or even their career. They chose their career over family.
Yeah. But they can't escape the wall.
Nope.
The wall's a real thing.
Get the biological ticking time bomb inside them starts to tick louder after they've reached a certain pinnacle in their career, and they're like, "Oh shit, I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I need to hurry up." And that's what. Guess what? When they get out in the dating scene and they're like, "Oh, I just need to go out and do what I did," and that shit don't work because they're passing you up because there's a new bitch that turns 18 every fucking year.
Exactly.
So,
not just one.
right,
There's a whole bunch of them.
right. So, the competition for her is crazy. So that's why she has to shame you. She has to blame you, and then she has to use dumb terms like lame Larry.
Yeah. And the reason that we're having a segment about this is not to start dogging on old bitches, though they deserve it. The reason is so that you don't get shamed into making bad decisions, fellas.
Facts.
You are never going to meet a man on this entire planet that is more passionate about this topic. Guys, hear me. Because if I die tomorrow, I want anyone that I've talked to about this, I want to change your life. Guys, listen to me. Never, and I mean ever, never date down. Ever. Don't do it. There is a narrative guys have in their head, and the gentleman that we talk about that I'm coaching, Bob, we were just talking about this week. He was like, man, I've dated dimes in the past. This is real coaching, guys. This really happened. And this is a major light bulb aha moment for our friend Bob. So he says, I've dated 9s and 10s before, but God, they were a lot of trouble. I was like, how were they a lot of trouble? I don't know. They were a lot of maintenance. They wanted a lot from me. And I don't know. They were just a lot of trouble. And I go, the girl that just dumped you, though, was she high maintenance? Yes. Was she a lot of trouble? Yes. Well, then what the fuck's her excuse? Guys, you're going to have a narrative in your head about hot bitches are more high maintenance, and I'm just going to date down a little bit lower. Never do it. Because they're all women, guys, in relationships. They all do the same shit. So you might as well cash in the hottest one you can get. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. And Anthony, this was an aha moment for me. Because Bob told me, he goes, hey, but the thing about dating the dimes was, I always had to worry about other dudes running up on my dimes. And, well, hold on. You probably already know where I'm going with this.
It's more going after that goddamn 7. the guys that's a dime, it's
Oh.
less guys going for that.
Well, that's a topic I totally agree with. But let me get to my point on this.
Okay.
If you have a dime and guys are constantly going after your dime, this is what an unintentional effect you'll have is that you will be fucking sharp.
Yes,
on
you have
your
to
game.
be. You have
And
to
by
be.
the way, with that 5 and 6, you won't be sharp on your game.
Nope.
And what will that 5 and 6 do to you?
Treat
They
you
will
like-
dump your ass for being weak.
Yep.
But that dime you're with, that hot bitch you don't want to lose, you will be all over your game. You ain't going to leave the house without running a comb through that hair, making sure you're shaved good all the time. You're going to be like stepping up your fashion game, so you're
Yep.
dressed nice all the time. You're going to unintentionally, because you have so much competition, you're going to unintentionally be on your fucking A game
Right.
because you know motherfuckers are after your shit, and you're going to accidentally be the alpha you should be all the time. I'm telling you guys, all you guys that are looking at, you know what, if I date this old bitch, this will be easier for me.
She ain't
I'll
give you.
no, Anthony, she'll give me credit.
No, I was about to
She'll
say,
give me credit for
she ain't
dating
give you
down.
no
This
extra
bitch
credit.
will do the same shit that the dimes will do, fellas.
because she deserves it in her
And,
mind.
let me drop this little morsel of goodness on your dating game. Some of these fucking 5 and 6s are, guess what? More trouble than the fucking dimes. I'm not kidding you.
They cheat on
Some
your
of them
ass. Yep.
they'll cheat on you. They'll fucking tell you what a
Verbally
piece of shit
abuse
you
you.
are. Oh my god!
Yep.
And the whole time you're gonna be sitting there thinking, "I was doing this fucking bitch a favor."
Right. Oh my God!
In
Don't
the
bring
beginning
back
of this
the bad
relationship-
memories.
Well, you know what relationship I'm talking about. This is my most recent ex I had before my wife. I felt like I was doing this bitch a favor, and all of a sudden she dumps me. She's treating me like I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking insane, dude. So guys, I'm just sorry. I had to take a sidebar because it is relevant to this topic. Guys, never, and I mean ever, date down. You will not get any extra points for it, and these bitches will give you the same stress that all the hot ones will. So get the hottest one you can. So when shit's stressful as fuck, at least you can look at the bitch naked and be like, ah, damn, that bitch is fine.
Yeah, you're getting something out of it. Cause it's ain't nothing worse than you like. Damn, you gotta wait for this bitch to play dress up to look decent.
No shit.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Meanwhile, the rest of the time she's walking around in a fucking terrible baggy jeans and a Star Wars t-shirt. Motherfucker, I don't want to see Yoda. I don't want to see Yoda on your clothes. Come on, man. But that hot bitch, that dime, god damn it. That bitch could
You know what they
that
do?
bitch could wear a fucking roll of paper towels and she
Right.
just can't hide that she's hot.
Right. I was gonna say it's nothing that they wear that don't look good on a hot
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
It's like that bitch can come out with some trash bags on, and you be like, God damn, them HEB bags look good on your ass, girl. Goddamn, Kroger bags look good. Where you get that outfit at, girl? I didn't have any clothes. I'm homeless. Damn, you hot though. Like it's like
Damn, this homeless. I'll never forget, Anthony, one of my favorites who tried to like dress down. She's like, she did not want to be attractive. This is
Okay.
back in high school.
okay.
She did not want to be attractive. She just was like, absolutely like, no, I don't want to be attractive. I don't want to be that girl in the music industry. Was Alanis Morissette. No matter
She attractive,
what the
too.
fuck that bitch did, she could not hide the hot.
Yeah.
She had them beautiful big old titties. Beautiful big natural titties. And it's like, it didn't matter how baggy the top was. It was like,
Right.
nope. Those big old beautiful titties are there. Has a gorgeous face. And she tried so hard to cover that shit up. But as a young teenage boy, I was like, nope. Still see that shit, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Still see the shit, bitch. You can't hide it. But meanwhile, you start dating these old bitches, Anthony, because you feel bad for them. They've guilted you into a relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
That I'm not wasting my time. If you don't want something real, don't waste my time. This is the shame and language I see and hear all the time, man. Don't waste my time, because that bitch ain't got a lot of time. That's what she's telling you. I don't have a lot of time. I wasted it all way back, and now I don't have enough time. I want a kid. I need to be married because I gotta prove that I'm still valuable to myself and my friends that are already married with kids and all that shit. And I woke up and realized that shit, I don't have none of that. And I want that. It's something inside them that's like, look, bitch, you ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
Look, bitch, you still single.
Now,
you got a lot of motherfuckers in your phone, but ain't nobody trying to do nothing other than fuck you.
Yeah, now, bitches that just hit the wall, this is something that they do, okay? You just pointed out. They'll say, excuse me, I'm too old. Motherfucker, I don't have any problem getting men. My inbox is always full. Somebody's always swiping right. Somebody is always ready to take me out. And in the immortal words of Patrice O'Neal, a man doesn't have to like you or be that interested in you to fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
He has to like you and be interested in you to fuck you twice.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? There's a huge difference. So, old bitches, do me a favor, because we're going to get to this later in this segment. If old bitches come to you and they're still hot, I've encountered this when I was dating.
Yeah.
And they are humble, and they are coming at you submissively.
Yeah,
I'm not
good.
I'm
good
not
with that.
telling you. I'm not telling you not to date them. We're going to get to that in a second. But here is what I am telling you, old bitches that are possibly listening to this. Your DMs may be full, but now I want you to go through all your DMs, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to eliminate all the guys you don't want. By the way, what percentage do you think that is, Anthony?
80%.
I was going to say 80% too. It's about 80%. And so that 80%, I mean, shit, you get validation out of it, right? You get validation, but you don't really want those dudes. So you can't count that as somebody that wants you. That's just somebody that wants, well, they do want you. So I guess from a lady's perspective, they are getting validation, right?
Well, they require more.
But these bitches don't want them, and they could be incels. They could be just so beta that she doesn't find them attractive. In other words, she would only fuck them one time. You see what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't want those dudes. And I agree with you. I think that's like an 80%.
Yeah.
So let's look at the last 20%.
4 out of 5 guys she don't want.
4 out of 5 guys. By the way, somebody do the math on that. Is that 80%?
That's 80%. That's why I say that.
Thank fucking God. I didn't want our inbox to explode. You motherfuckers even know math? I digress. 80% is eliminated. Now let's go to the 20%. How many of those dudes would ever go on a third date with you?
Nah, very low. No.
How many would we eliminate then?
Oh,
because we only got 20% left.
Yeah. Single digits, easy.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about a lot of simp men.
Yeah.
See, I think it's a higher percentage. I'm going to put that last 20 at 11%. I don't know. Those are guys.
Around 8%.
Those are guys that don't want her. Anthony, don't forget who we're talking about. We're talking about old bitches.
Yeah.
Because older men can date young bitches.
I'm talking about I guess it's hard. It's hard not to look at it from my perspective. So, as I'm vetting a woman,
that's why you got a microphone, dude.
well, I'm saying
Everybody wants to hear your perspective.
as I'm vetting women, I find myself eliminating them before the fucking date, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that number's high. Guys that the woman wants, but the guys don't want her.
Okay,
I'm going to
okay,
put it
okay.
at 11%.
I was in
Easy peasy 11. So the remainder is a single digit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it higher than 11? I'm just going to try to give them
I
benefit
don't
of the
think
doubt.
so. I don't see how.
Oh, I think it could be higher than 11.
The blue. Oh man,
I'm talking about the guys that are left in the 20% that
Yeah.
the woman wants.
So you're saying more than half is still
More than half don't want her. They don't want to go out with her more than twice.
right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, we're on the
So
same
that
page,
only-
but then you keep saying
My bad.
Okay.
So we're saying of all the guys in her DMs, only 9% are really anything of value. But she's got this inflated number in her head.
Yep.
Because the DM number is like, oh my God, I got 25 DMs. Bitch, not a single one of those DMs is from anybody you want or anyone that wants you.
that is a very important point you brought out. She will include the number of men that want her that she don't want as men available to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bitch, you don't even want them. And you want to say you got this inflated fucking number of options available to you, and you want me to feel bad like I'm gonna miss out on some shit.
And here's the thing. That would be like me going to my refrigerator. In this case, 91% of the food in my refrigerator has gone bad and expired. And I'm like, I open the refrigerator like, God, I have so much here to eat. I have so much here to eat. I don't know what I'm going to eat today.
Hashtag blessed.
I have an abundance of food here. Like 91% of the shit. The milk's bad. The lettuce is wilted.
Bread stale.
Yeah. But that's why women, and this segment is about why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches. That's why old bitches,
Old expired ass bitches.
old expired bitches, they're the last to know when they hit the wall.
Yep.
I mean, they're the last to know
Yep.
because that DM box is full. But I think where they start finding out that they're old bitches is guys will take them out till they get to sleep with them, and then they don't get the call back.
Nope.
It's like going to interview for a job, and you make it to the third interview, and you're starting to feel good about yourself. And
Because they
You
wouldn't
don't
just
get the
call
call
me
back.
back on no third interview. They really didn't, that shit.
they wouldn't have called me back on the third interview if they weren't really serious about.
I had to. I'm gonna give you a quick side segment. I was talking to a chick about how the difference between men, how we probably relate loyalty from a woman if we find ourselves giving up our resources and time to them, and they relate loyalty to them based on how much sex they give to us, right? And I was trying to explain to her is that we don't give a fuck about how much sex you give us. That's not going to gain our loyalty.
Right.
If we invest in you with our resources and time, that is what we respect. We expect loyalty from. But women expect our loyalty to maintain to them because they gave us sex, and we don't feel loyal to them for that. And so I was trying to explain the differences, and she just couldn't get it.
Well, what you're talking about, though, Anthony, is loyalty in the rational sense. You're talking about loyalty before a man falls in love.
Yeah.
Because this has been quite an experience coaching.
Mm-hmm.
What I get to see. Oh, sorry, we had a sound issue. What I get to see with coaching is men. We got to the top of the food chain because men become very irrational about what they're loyal to. Once they become loyal, I mean, it's a really fucking... The loyalty of a man might be the most beautiful thing on earth. You will, if you have a man that believes in a cause, it's like, hey, there go a machine gun nest with Nazis in it. Take this bayonet and go kill them. And a motivated Marine will be like, Semper Fi, motherfucker. And they'll run that shit down. And it doesn't make any sense. A knife versus a machine gun nest of Nazis? Anthony, I'm going to ask you point blank. Has someone ever done that in World War II?
100.
100.
Yeah.
Did women do it, though?
No.
They're not built that way.
No.
Our loyalty is a really, really special thing. And women will never, ever understand it. Once we love a bitch, even these terrible, terrible old bitches, we will be loyal to them to a fault. With no concern for ourselves whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? So you were trying to rationally define a man's loyalty. We don't disagree a lot on this program. I would argue there is nothing rational about a man's loyalty. I mean, it might be in the beginning before we fall in love, but once we fall in love, a man's loyalty and love is the reason he does all this dumb shit, Anthony.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree about that falling in love shit too.
Oh, well, okay. So what is that?
I don't remember. We've had this disagreement before about falling in love like that. That to me is I guess it's a description about your loyalty, but I don't think it.
Just so you know, I'm using it as a very generic term.
Okay.
I don't. I don't believe in love at first sight, any of that stuff. But I'm using it as a very, very generic description. I'm just saying once a man loves a bitch, just so we can be very literal about it. There's just a lot of irrational shit that he'll do. A man's loyalty, a man's love for another thing, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a civil rights cause. It could be
a football team.
Yeah. It could be, anything. Anybody would tell you, any rational person that lives in the city of Houston would not support the professional football team that lives here, that is playing here. But I fucking put my little 7-month-old daughter in Texans shit. Even though our fucking terrible, terrible coach is... I digress.
Yeah.
We promised in this segment, Anthony, we would do a public service announcement.
All right.
For bitches before they hit the wall. Just in case they're listening.
Okay. Ooh, give them an age so they know.
If you are 25 years old and 1 day old, please listen. You're approaching fast. Your age, you are approaching the wall fast. 25 years old? That sounds ridiculous. I have all the time in the world, bitch. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
There's times when I choose to look at the camera in the live stream, and that was one of them. Bitch, no, you don't.
Let me look in your eyes, bitch. No, you don't.
Look in these blue eyes, and no, you don't have a lot of time left. Look, athletes, professional athletes have known this for years. Okay? You've got a window of when you've got to get a big time contract. Okay? Everybody else in the regular working world gets to work to the age of 65 and they can start fucking pulling Social Security and Medicare, all this shit. You can't play in the NFL till you're even 55. It's unheard of. Well, hold on. If you're a kicker, can you do it, Anthony?
I mean,
I don't want anybody to sharpshoot me in the fucking comments here.
45-year-old kicker is what I've seen.
Okay, so not even a 55-year-old guy can just kick a ball. They fall apart. It's just old men fall apart in athletics. It just fucking happens. So here's the deal.
Was Shane Leckler like 50 or 40 something?
And that dude fell off a cliff, didn't
Yeah.
he? Shane Leckler, the punter for the
Yeah.
Texans.
Yeah.
Best punter I've ever seen in my life. So here's the thing. Ladies, y'all have to treat your life like you're an athlete, okay? You've got to sign your biggest contract in your prime. You can't wait till you get to like the age of 35 be like, "Hey, anybody want to sign up? Anybody want to sign me up to a big time contract?" No, bitch. You're past your prime. So you now are going to have to sign a lesser contract. Or in this case, more specifically, you're going to get a lesser husband. Yeah, but Wesley, I want to focus on my career and shit like that. Okay, cool. You're going to sacrifice that in lieu of a better husband, which could mean better family life, which could mean better shit for your kids. I know. This podcast is not a Disney movie.
No.
Even though we have a Disney character in the background. Again, I digress. Ladies, if you're 26 years old, you are in your prime. I'm sorry, did I say 25 in one day?
25 one day.
I'm sorry, 25 in one day. You don't have a lot of time left. You need to get with your agent, and you need to find the team that wants to give you the biggest motherfucking contract.
Look, this is that.
By the way, in the live stream, Bruno says, just like Vince Carter. Vince the Flying Prince. Bruno doesn't know on this program, we always use Vince Carter as an example of a guy who just kind of wanted to do the minimum and never be great.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody doubts Vince Carter could have been one of the greatest basketball players ever, but he's like, dude, I don't want to do all that shit. I just want to show up, play some basketball, go home, play some video games. I don't need the biggest contract in the world. I'm fine. We've used him as an example on this podcast before. But ladies, that's the public service announcement here before we move on to the next segment.
Well, your brain at that time has finished developing. And so your decision...
Shit, especially a female brain, right?
Yeah.
Because their brain develops faster than men.
Right. So
it's like the one advantage that they have over men. Anthony.
And they still fuck up.
Yeah. Because they never think it's going to end.
Nope. They had they had such an advantage their whole lives since birth. Been given all this fucking leeway. And that's the curse, ladies, for having all that leeway in the beginning. That wall is approaching, and by the time you hit that motherfucker and tripped and fumbled and stumbled, and then you're like, oh shit, what's happened? I'm still single, 33, 35 years old. I didn't have no kids. I got my money. I'm in a good position at work. Team feminist. And yet I still got this urge to have kids and be married. And I'm going to go back out. You know what? I'm just going to do what I used to do. And guess what? It don't work no more. The job has stressed you the fuck out. You got bags in your eyes. You got a couple of inches on your waist.
I was about to say, go ahead and say you got a couple of kids.
Yeah, you got a couple of
Big Dick Rodney and the Alpha crew that ran train on you back in your party
had
days.
A couple of mistakes without a condom, and you got evidence of sperm walking around the house. and you're looking for somebody else to come in and pick up where Wesley said Rodney left off, and it's like you have to resell yourself, and this is why you sound bitter in your fucking dating profile, because you have to resell yourself, and you can't just say single ready to mingle. You can't just say that. You got a lot of explaining to do. You got fucking other kids in the house. You got an older body. You got an older mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have less patience. You all of a sudden everything needs to be in this place in this order because you got all this going on in your life. You're not available. You're not flexible. You can't adhere to another man's program because you got your own program going on.
Hold on, Anthony. Will you hit on that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I just didn't want you to glaze over that. You can't get on another man's program because you're on your own program.
Yeah. And that's why it's so difficult for you to get into a relationship that matters, because you can't be flexible enough to get on his programming. And you want a man, and you want a quote-unquote good man. So a good man will be able to lay out his program and for you to line up with it. And you can't, because you don't have the flexibility to, because you got a career and you got these other kids and you got a little age on you. So you kind of little stuck and stubborn in your own ways. So now you got to do a lot of adjusting to being with somebody that has a strong program, and you're like, wait. I do this, so you got to do that. And he's like, no, that's not how I live my life. And then you're like, well, but I want you to be able to fit my life. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. But if that's what you expect from me, I can't do that. And you can't tell him he ain't shit because his life doesn't work around your kid's schedule. His life don't work around your 9 o'clock meetings at work. You can't be mad at him. That's how he lived his life. He was living his life before he met you, remember? And you was doing all you were doing before y'all met. You can't expect him to switch up and change how he is and what made him who he is today just because you got things that conflicts with his. So don't come out all high and mighty because you feel that he should be doing some adjusting if he wants you. And this is another shaming tactic. This is a package deal. This is a package deal, Wesley. If you want me, you gotta take my kids in too.
Yeah. This is a package deal.
Everybody claps that up. All the women in America will clap that shit up, right? And it's
You're talking about what, Anthony? You gotta take our kids?
Yep.
Everybody's clapping that up, huh?
If you want me, you want my kid. And listen. We've talked about the stepdad in this program before.
Oh boy. Our poor stepdads. Our poor stepdads. We're not going to go into a side segment on this.
We're not.
But let me tell you what happens to the poor stepdad. Just real quick, for all you guys that are looking at dating older bitches, okay, that got 2 baby daddies, that got kids, because you're a man, and we just visited earlier, men are, one of the most beautiful things about our species is the ability for men to be caring and loyal. It's fucking insane. And Anthony and I are both prior service. I'll tell you, man, the U.S. military has a really unique culture where we fight for the country, but really and truly, we're fighting for the dude next to us. That's kind of the culture. Yeah. Culture of the Navy. I was Army. Anthony was Navy. We fight for the guy next to us. You know what I'm saying? And it's when you fight for the guy next to you, the loyalty of men in our species is just, it's a beautiful fucking thing. It's a thing that's not celebrated because women, by the way, do not have the level of loyalty that men do. And we can get into, we won't get into it, but it's benefited our species for men to be loyal, and it's benefited our species for women to not be loyal. And we've covered that on several other podcasts. But here's the thing. Because of the way men are, we will walk into a situation being a stepdad, and we will be loyal as fuck to those kids.
Oh.
We will take them in, and we will make them our own. Guess who's been there? This guy right here. Oh, Anthony, you too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, my first wife had a 2-year-old when we married.
No shit. So both guys.
That
So
she
you're
asked me
not
to adopt.
you're not a dumbass for falling for these kids. As a matter of fact, it's probably another reason why we got to the top of the fucking food chain.
I want to shout out P. Scott real quick. Welcome to the program.
P. Scott, welcome, sir. But here is the thing. Here is what's going to happen to stepdads when these hoes bounce on you. Okay? You are not going to be able to see these kids ever again. And though you care about them like they're your own children, the whole world is going to look at you like you're crazy because you still want to be part of this child's life.
Right. She will make a point to that. She will use
She'll
the
make
kids,
a point to humiliate you.
Yes, and make you feel like
You're stupid for even suggesting it.
some kind of fucking stalker because you care about her kids more than she does.
But on the front end, she wanted you to
She
fucking
demands.
take them in,
Yeah, she demands it.
make them your own, but then you make them your own, and then she fucking dumps you. And then now
You still want to.
you look like what, silly because you don't want to see the kids. That is the thing about stepfathers that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Because you fucking take these kids in, you make them your own. And talking about how loyalty in men has helped this species, this is what makes men great friends to one another. Our loyalty that we've developed as we've developed as a species, the loyalty that we have, first and foremost, makes us phenomenal soldiers and sailors. And that helped us get to the top of the food chain. Guys, that's why the stepdad, he literally will take these kids on as their own. Until you have your own kids, and then that's just all silly.
That shit. Yeah. Because then it's like, the fuck was I thinking?
What the fuck was I thinking? Yeah. Once you hold that kid that's yours in your hands.
Your own DNA.
Yeah.
Your fucking legacy in your hands, and you're like, I gotta bring this motherfucker up to be better than me, and to be everything that I wasn't, and beyond. When you hold that little motherfucker in your hand, and you're like, nothing else fucking matters more than this little motherfucker right here. You will be like, I was willing to do this for another motherfucker's kid? Man.
Anthony, that brings us to the first time tonight that we're going to go on a Red Pill phone tap sidebar.
All right.
Anthony, you just brought up when you hold your own DNA, and again, we're going off segment. To finish up the last segment, don't feel sorry for old bitches. I think we gave you a lengthy explanation why.
Fuck them old hoes.
Fuck them old hoes. Unless they are submissive to you.
It's a few.
And humble.
It's a few out
There's
there.
not a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a few
They're still
out
living
there.
off those younger day ideas. But sidebar. My wife brought up something this week that I found really interesting. She was telling me, I was making the same kind of point you were just making about when you hold your own DNA in your hands and you just look at it and you care for them. Now, before I go into this point, I'll tell you, I posted a video online earlier about a female divorce lawyer who has covered nearly thousands of divorce cases. and she was advocating for men's rights in the divorce courts. And she's a female, but she's a divorce lawyer who works with men, right? One of the things she said in this TED Talk was how she has done hundreds of DNA tests. And she says, you know how many men didn't know what the result was? Out of hundreds, 2. And she says that points to a man's natural ability to be able to look at a kid
and know that's his. Yeah.
And know that's his. So my wife said, so that's how men are, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I can look at my child and I can see my own baby pictures. I can see her mouth is formed exactly like mine in my baby pictures and shit like that. So she's like, well, what the fuck is the deal with guys that have bastard children and they abandon the kids? And I told her, I was like, you're not going to like the sound of this. But before I give my opinion, Anthony, what is your opinion on this? Why do men abandon bastard children?
Man, I can't speak for that, but on another man's decision on what he would do. But if I'm trying to just guess why a guy would say, you know what, fuck the kid, is probably because she was too promiscuous for him to trust that it's his.
This is one of those times where, and Anthony, just go ahead and attest for me that I'm not making this up. There's times where my wife hangs out with you and I and goes, Jesus, that's your best friend. You motherfuckers think identical about shit.
Well, I mean, some things are just fucking facts, man. Like, you know, we've lived.
Yeah, but you just nailed exactly what I was about to say. I mean, the thing about how unattractive promiscuous women are to men is it will make you turn your back on your own DNA.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because we talk about, I mean, we haven't talked about it, but there is some thoughts out there that the kid can't be all the way mine if you're out here fucking
50 dudes.
Yeah, because now that kid probably got DNA in him that's not all the way mine. Like, the percentages, especially if it's not a 99.9%, if it's 80, and they don't talk about the 80 and 60% chance that it's your kid because it's multiple DNAs in this bitch. Because she just raw dogging every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right.
But, yeah, for a guy to walk away from his kid, man, is almost like, I don't trust this bitch. I don't know. I know that was the test, but I can't really trust that that's my shit because he don't even look like me.
Yeah.
Because he may have other DNA in him that doesn't reflect who he think is his kid. Yeah.
The reason I wanted this as a sidebar, I really did, is because there is a fucking online thing where women are like, how come men get celebrated for fucking all these bitches, but if we fuck a bunch of dudes, it's only fair that we too can fuck a bunch of bitches. It's like, okay.
It's not the
same. The sexes are not the same. When
the same.
Men fuck a lot of bitches, it makes men incredibly hot to women.
To women.
It makes it. They do not view sex the same way we do. But there's a natural instinct that men have when they can't be sure that the child is theirs. They detest the woman and the child. If we can't be sure that it's ours, we detest them. That's why when you and your girl go on a break and you find out she slept with 2 dudes while you're on a break, you don't even want to fucking touch that gross ass bitch.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Because that's just the way this species is. By the way, when Mother Nature was designing us, She didn't have the fucking scales of justice balancing us perfectly. She was just trying to do what the fuck she could do so that we could survive as a species. Anthony, we had some... Let's go down to the next segment. We had some things happen this week on a Facebook group that you and I were both in. And you and I... Jesus. I mean, Anthony, if I could count the number of hours I lost sleep over this, it would easily add up to 0. But you and I were starting to really... We were starting to really kind of use this group as it got more members. Now, let me back up for people that don't know what we're talking about here. We were in a Facebook group that was a group of people that read Coach Corey Wayne's material. Okay? And in the beginning, it was a lot of like-minded guys. And I think we met some lifelong friends in the group. We talked about Larry Cheek helping us out with a segment earlier. Christopher Gardner.
John Miller.
Bruno. If I'm missing
Ryan.
Ryan. If I'm missing you,
Robert.
Robert Rivas. Don't be insecure, motherfuckers. You know who you are. You know we're boys. But we met some really cool elite people, right? Which is a great thing. But the group, as more members piled in, things started to get a little topsy-turvy. We didn't have the quality of guy. We were starting to see like, hey, that's not right. Corey Wayne, this is a group about Corey Wayne. Corey Wayne specifically says not to do that. Why would that guy say that? So clearly these guys were not reading the material. We kind of thought in this Facebook group as a baseline, you read the Corey Wayne book, that's why we're here. We're kind of here to discuss it, right?
Yeah.
Or, I'll be honest, I'm not even like that crazy on it. If you read the book once, you could totally be here. You got 14 more times to go.
One time is good to change your life.
Well, one time's good enough to be in a group.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that once a lot of guys that are in the group have saying, you know what, I want to hear what other guys have to say about it. But I don't think reading comprehension skills were part of the introduction of being accepted into the group, because a lot of times,
that's a good point.
A lot of times it's like, man, if you've read this book, you honestly can't come up with the question you have. It is impossible. But a lot of times you'll see multiple fucking comments on a question that's dumb as fuck. And it's like, why are we even giving this much time to the novices of people that's like, okay, I get it. Everybody that has read the book is want to prove that they read the book. Okay, fine.
Right.
But my thing is,
hold on. You know what? Let me be a little more kind.
Okay.
It's very rare that I'm the nice one. Usually, you're the nice one.
I'm a little fed up with this fucking group. That's why
I'm going to say, in this group, if you wanted to be like, hey, I'm the guy who knows the most in this shit, I do think there's a value to that, because I think shame is helpful.
Amongst
I
men,
think,
yeah.
Yeah, I think, especially amongst women, it's helpful. Goddamn, women could have a lot more shame in modern Western world than they do.
Well,
I mean, Jesus. And by the way, when I say the Western world, I hope everyone knows I'm not including Mexico.
Nah,
Do we need to say that?
I
feel like
definitely American
we should,
culture.
Well, I think I would include Canadian culture, though.
I don't.
See what I'm saying? You don't include the Canadians?
I don't fuck with Canada. I fuck with Drake a little bit.
Hey, you heard
You
it
know,
here first. Anthony does not fuck with Canada,
Not like that, nah.
but yet you fuck with Drake.
Y'all too
doesn't make
fucking
any
cold,
sense.
man. Y'all too fucking cold up there.
Well, they're fucking nicest. They're like the nicest people on the planet.
I ain't met none of them motherfuckers, so
Well,
I can't speak for
they
them.
have a reputation for being nice.
Yeah, well, how many Canadian friends you have?
Like 6.
Stop fucking lying to me.
All right, it's 3. But anyways, as we get into this segment about blue pill men, and Anthony, you've got the real topic. What's the topic of the segment? Because I wrote it on your notes. not
Why
mine.
Wesley says why you can't blame blue pill men?
Yeah, a lot of times when we talk about blue pill men on this program, we're guilty. We're guilty. We're guilty. We'll talk about blue pill men synonymously with idiots, stupid betas. Think of something derogatory. You know, we've done that on this program. But I'm here to tell you, when I've done it, I'm wrong. You can't blame blue pill men. And what we're trying to say is this Facebook group that we were in, How to Be a 3% Man. We can't have a lot of anger towards these guys. And here's why. There are, with Anthony and I here in our little podcast, this podcast is not the size of the Tonight Show by any stretch of the imagination. And we're doing our best. We're doing our best. You notice there's no sponsors, there's no part where we put out the collection tray and ask you guys to donate. This is a real altruistic program that we are passionate about. And we're here to genuinely help a few people. Is why we're here, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, guys, we're only 2 people, and there is a whole machine of building blue pill betas, and it's tough for us to compete, man.
Well, when you talk, I want to talk about that a little bit. When you talk about the blue pill beta, there you can be a blue pill alpha, but he's speaking to blue pill beta specifically in this conversation. But I just want guys to understand that blue pill doesn't make you irrelevant, or it doesn't make you
an asshole,
right?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't make you retarded or dumb or ignorant. It just makes you. That's the lifestyle you live. That is the programming that you are under. Like when we decipher from the red pill, blue pill, we're talking about when we talk about the movie The Matrix. When you're choosing the red pill or the blue pill, that's what we're discussing. You know, it doesn't make you less than. You know what I mean? So we just want guys to understand that when we do discuss blue pill, and the reason the topic is you can't blame them. There, like Wesley said, was getting ready to say, there's a lot of things in play that makes most men blue pill.
Yeah,
and it's everything that you see on the movies and the TV, you hear on the radio and songs, all this shit supports that mindset. Red pill is separating yourself from it.
All right, we have some comments in the live stream, and we always love interacting with you guys. Ryan, who's a good friend of this program, he comes in and says, betas and average frustrated chumps and white knights just can't handle reality or accept that women don't want constant validation or to be the center of a man's life. Let's unpack this for a second, because we're talking about blue pill. So he says betas and average frustrated chumps and average frustrated chumps and white knights just can't handle reality or accept that women don't want constant validation. Ryan, I would argue women do want constant validation. They just don't want it from the guy they're with.
They don't want it from the guy they're attracted to.
Yeah, that's a good point. See, you said it way better. They don't want it from the guy that they're attracted to, but they still want constant validation.
Yep.
And or to be a center of a man's life. Yeah, if you've made a woman the center of your life, guaranteed that is you've written a ticket for this to be over at some point. You're not going to die being with this chick. You cannot make a woman the center of your life. You absolutely have to make your purpose the center of your life. But here's what I want to say. Because we're talking about this 3% group we were in. Guys, as Rollo Tomasi said, it is hard work unplugging these guys from the Matrix, man. And if we only got the Larry Cheeks, the Brunos, the Ryan, Kranchik.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even try. I'm gonna call him Ryan Ryan K.
Ryan K. The gentleman that we met in that group. See, this is why I think it was a really positive experience. Christopher Gardner, who's a good friend of mine now. Man, I still think the group was a positive experience because we met some good dudes. But unfortunately, the group got so big that you and I we gravitated towards the 3%.
Right.
Of that 3% man group.
Man, I'm going to try to tell you something.
And I'm not mad at the Blue Pill guys, though. I'm really not mad. Well, there's a whole societal machine that's building these poor guys, and they're destined to be unhappy. But if they are happy, more power to them.
Here's a quote from The Matrix that I think about.
Anthony, always coming hard with the research. All right.
Remember when Neo was like, "Why do my eyes hurt?" And then Morpheus says, "You never used them before." This is the Blue Pill guy trying to understand Red Pill. When he's like, "I don't understand, why is it hard for me to understand you guys that have this Red Pill philosophy? It seems like you guys are butthurt or bitter or hurt. You know what I'm saying?"
Anthony, who hurt you?
Exactly. That bullshit. It's a listen, man, you've never used your eyes before. You've been tricked to believe that what you see is reality. But it never plays out that way. When you were actually shown what reality is, and you have to taste food for the first time, and it's protein and vitamins mixed in some kind of malto meal looking slop, it's like, wait, so how do I know what chicken and steak and fish and all that tastes like if that's just in my mind? So there's a transition from blue pill to red pill, that what we understand as red pill rage, that is like, fuck, nothing I believe to be real isn't real, and now you're telling me to live in this reality that I have no idea of. And some people just refuse to go there, and so what they will do is say, you know what, I refuse to believe that that's my reality. I believe what it is. I just have more knowledge now about women, and that's how I'm going to live my life within this blue pill reality, but with more knowledge about women.
Well, we talked about that in the beginning of this program. We talked about how Corey Wayne is the grades kindergarten through 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about the level of Corey Wayne, but we're talking about the red pill community. And Corey Wayne is the foundation. because as our friend of the program, Larry says, Corey Wayne is the how. This is how you do shit. And he argues that some of the other people that we talk about are the why. But the foundation of, grades K through 6th grade, these are the fundamentals. And as we talked about earlier, on this planet, some people never even go to grade school, right? So in this Facebook group that we were in, they were big on Corey Wayne, but some people never, Anthony, make it to high school.
Right.
But as we leave the group, asked to leave the group, because we started introducing new knowledge, right? Because we were introducing new shit, we were handed our hat, right? I'm glad that a lot of people in that group are hopefully going to finish 6th grade. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad that those guys, and there's 1,500 of them. I'm glad they're going to graduate 6th grade, and maybe some of those guys can graduate to the next level in what we suggested, going on to Alpha Male Strategies or Donovan Sharp, or as we suggested, the Masters program, Rollo Tomasi. So I don't leave there with like a bad taste in my mouth. And by the way, I'm not going to do this thing that a lot of guys try to do and say, I don't care, because I look at those guys in that group as my children. I was genuinely there to help. And by the way, selfishly learned some shit on my own, right? But eventually, and I've kind of learned this through dipping my toe in the coaching waters, eventually I've got to be okay with I can't help everybody. And let me tell you, that was a tough pill to swallow. And in the live stream, Larry Cheek says, Wes and Anthony, thanks. Larry, you're a pretty fucking phenomenal guy too, bud. Larry Cheek, by the way, guys, if you want to check out his group, has a great group. If you guys ever want to search this out on Facebook, our great friend of the program, Larry Cheek, has a group on Facebook, what 99% of women don't want you to know, what 98% of men won't swallow. I'm sure if you're showing up and wanting to learn some information, Larry will help you out. But as I said before, it's one of those things where, unfortunately, we were only able to take the top 1% of the group with us and go on to learn more shit. But I do regret I wasn't around anymore to help bring some of our elementary school kiddos up into high school level, and then hopefully from there bring them to college and then a master's level. You know, we have a friend of the program, Larry Cheek, who will go on some very long posts where he talks a lot about Rollo Tomasi. Anthony and I
like him because
I do too, and because you and I are huge Rollo Tomasi fans.
Yeah, what I like about hearing from other men talk about shit that I've read or researched is they just confirm some shit that I also have like. That
hey, I've kind of pondered that, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's like damn. You know what? That is exactly how how that hit me. You know. Because we all have different backgrounds and different experiences and different bitches we've been with, you know. So there's no we all ain't date the same bitch.
Exactly.
But somehow these bitches seem to do the same shit.
How is it that all these bitches are doing the same shit
to different men?
Yeah. I as we talk about a blue pill men's experience, we have more information from our friend Bob this week, Anthony.
Okay.
Our friend Bob, and this is another thing when we talk about, I don't blame blue pill men, because this is, most blue pill men are going to experience what the gentleman I'm coaching that we've called Bob on this program. Bob was sharing with me a lot of the text threads that his gal, let's just call her, what name shall we give her? I know, Evil Cunt. Evil Cunt was texting him last night.
EC.
Yeah, EC. EC was texting him last night. Just the most terrible, terrible shit. And when women are talking about equal rights, when women are talking about why does it matter how many men I sleep with, when women are talking about the wage gap and shit like that, you never get to see these text threads or this evil, evil shit these bitches do to men. And it's just, and we were talking about this earlier on the show, the real love and loyalty that men have towards the things they care about is, well, you know what? It's kind of how they fantasize how women love shit. When men are really loving and loyal to something, man, it's really special. And just the emotional turmoil that I knew this gentleman was going through because of these text threads, I got to tell you, that's what I think of when I think of, hey, we're no longer part of this Facebook group. Man, what if we could have saved, Anthony, one or two more? You know, what if we could have saved one or two more?
Yeah.
What if I hadn't been so abrasive and
Fuck that.
did whatever I did? You know, it's not important what I did. By the way, I'm not trying to minimize anything or trying to gloss over it. Trust me, I did nothing wrong. But it was just like, man, what if we could have saved one or two more? That's what I think about when we get removed from a forum. Because as I point out to the people that come, we go into Facebook groups and we say, hey, we're going to go live at 8 o'clock. And there's some people, you were talking about this earlier today when we were running some errands. You were like, these fucking creepy ass dating coaches. And you can see them from a mile away. Like, buy my $5,000 program.
Yeah.
And you're just like, God damn it, this fucking guy. Anthony, we have never gotten a dime from this program, but it was always our dream to do it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And here we are, episode 23, and we're still not asking for a dime. And it's like, look, dude, this is an altruistic, we're trying to help guys program. So if you're worried about us, quote-unquote, advertising on your Facebook group or Twitter or social space or whatever, that's not what we're doing here. But what we'd like to do is we'd like to take that, as Corey Wayne says, 3% men, how to become a 3% man. What our dream is one day for Corey Wayne to be like, God damn it, this Wesley and Anthony on the Red Pill Phone Tap, I'm going to have to change the title of my book, How to Be a 4% Man. Some of you motherfuckers got woke. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would love for this program to eventually be. Again, we've never asked for a dime on here. And although it's easy for us to be super insulting towards blue pill men, that's not the intention of this program.
I can't be insulting to blue pill man because I was a blue pill.
Because I was too. Yeah.
And that,
Sorry.
And that's
Sorry.
one of the things that get in my kitchen a little bit when I'm see other men try to down talk other men like they've never had the transition
Right.
from where they were to get to where they are. And it's like, look, man, you didn't have all the fucking answers when you
Exactly.
was transitioning. So now that you've gotten some knowledge knowledge that you didn't have to fucking research. You listened and read from another motherfucker who researched, and why Wesley and I have a more unique show because we've researched multiple people. We're not fucking Corey Wayne only enthusiast and like we're starting a fucking cult of Corey over here.
Right.
And it's like, no, motherfucker, we pulled information that resonated with us based on our own live experiences, and we was like, okay, let's pull this together. Hey, this is what I went through. What did you go through? Oh, you went through that? Man, I went through that too. But when I went through it, this was my way of coping. How did you cope? Oh, you coped that way. Oh, okay, cool. How did that work out for you? Oh, it took you a year to get over it? Mine only took me 2 months. You might want to try what I did next time to see if it's better for you.
Yeah.
Because, that's us talking to each other. And
Well, that's the benefit. That's why this program is called the Red Pill Phone Tap, because that's the benefit you and I had having our friendship. And you were and by the way, most people know, you were the first person on this and teaching me about this shit. But the benefit you and I had was that we could talk about this shit with each other. Most of our Red Pill guys in the Red Pill community,
by themselves.
They're all by themselves. And if they try to talk to anybody else about this shit,
they'll get shitted on.
Oh my God! Wow, damn it! Why don't you quit manipulating these women? It's like,
right.
No, it's not what we're trying to do. We never say that on this program. But you and I had the benefit of each other, which is why we call this the Red Pill Phone Tap, because we were like, man, if people
could tap into our conversation,
if people could just listen to our phone conversations, we think it'd be valuable for them because it was valuable for us.
Yeah.
Ryan K comes in the group and he says, "Blue pill." He was trying to give us some hope here. He says, "Blue pill men are just one bad relationship or date away from the light," meaning the red pill light. Then he says, "You will save one or two more as this podcast continues to grow and as we continue to pass on our knowledge. Eventually, the blue pill horse will drink the water." Well, Ryan, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, because that's what this podcast is for. This, I think you and I, when we sat down and talked about this podcast, I think one of the things that we said when we were making this podcast to each other was we were like, and guess what? Let's start out with this in mind. We never make 1 or 2 cents off of this.
Nope.
Do we still want to do it?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this is a real labor of love, because guys,
the messages I get pushes me forward,
honestly,
man.
That's better than money.
Yeah.
Some of the message and by the way, wasn't one of those messages from Ryan who we just read them out? I mean, that was the kind of shit that like fuels me to be like, well, fuck, man, we need to find some good segments for these guys. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, when you and I were talking about this on the phone just 4 years ago, it was just like, God damn, man, if other people could just listen to this conversation so they don't feel like they're alone, not because we're the Dalai Lamas of dating,
right,
but just so that they're not alone, so we can kind of just sit down and all figure this out together. You know, I wrote down a note because we're talking about blue pill men, and I wrote down a note here in the blue pill men's Disney world that they kind of live in. I told you earlier, and if you guys want to look this up, her name is Jennifer Molesky on YouTube. And I saw her, for some reason it came up, Jennifer Molesky. She says, talking about the wall, right? She was talking about the wall. And I rolled my eyes because I saw it was a woman. And I watched a YouTube video, and you watched it during our pre-show. And we watched a real woman talk about, holy shit, talked about the wall in detail and told the truth.
Yeah.
We were blown away. I mean, this is how blue pill Disney the world has become. having a woman talk about the wall and tell the truth was like, well, what the fuck? I mean, she wasn't teaching Anthony and I anything, right?
No.
But we were like, there's a woman on YouTube, again, her name is Jennifer Molesky, describing the wall, and you're almost wondering, like, God damn, could this bitch reach women? And just be like, this is the truth? This is what the wall is?
Maybe 1% of them.
Certainly not 3%, because we can't even reach 3% of men.
No.
I'm sorry, 4% of men. Corey Wayne's convinced there's 3% out here. But I'm telling you guys, I encourage you to watch that. And I'm like, I went ahead and subscribed to her channel. I was like, I'm curious about this. What is going on here?
Well,
when did women start telling other women about the wall?
It's
a damn good thing, but what are you selling here, bitch?
Right. I'm very skeptical of women in men spaces.
All right, so let's get into this.
Well,
you brought it up, so let's get into this.
I'm skeptical of it because, like we were discussing this earlier, women have always had the lead. They've had this advantage just at birth, and so when men are starting to turn the page on this feminist mindset bullshit reality that most men have to live into, and we just say, fuck all that, we're going to change this. No longer are you going to lead the way on how we should treat you. No way are you going to lead the way. Because my thing is this. Women that are trying to tell men how to be men and never had to live their life as a man to learn how to be one, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Because you can't tell me as a man on how to be a man. You haven't been a man and don't know how to be one.
Okay, first of all, I take offense to that, Anthony, because here's the thing. I've been very passionate about Coach Corey Wayne's work, which is why I joined this group of how to be a 3% man, because I've always been passionate about his work. You need to check yourself. You need to check your male privilege. I'm not going to be part of your patriarchy, okay? You need to check yourself.
Somebody mute this bitch mic. That's how I feel about that shit. You cannot.
Well, tell him what happened, Anthony.
Well, there's a
because right now it sounds like you're talking about hypotheticals.
No.
And what is the proud thing we say on this program?
No, we have real life experiences. We talk about
We talk about specifics.
Yeah. So let's get into it. The same fucking Facebook bullshit that we talked about earlier, that we referenced earlier. This is the blue pill shit. Wesley said don't blame him, but fuck it, man. I'm blaming these motherfuckers on this one. Soon as a woman comes into male spaces, men lose their fucking mind. And they have to be the one to white knight and be the one supporting the bitch. You can pour mine on ice. Sorry, guys.
We got to try the rye neat first. I mean, come on.
All right. This fucking bourbon purist over here and shit. You forget I got to work in the morning. But I want men to understand this. When women infiltrate men-only spaces, the men in the group immediately start to white knight and look, and now they got to be the protector of a bitch all of a sudden. These motherfuckers. So, Wesley put a meme up. It was not MGTOW inspired, was it?
No, but it came from a MGTOW source.
Okay.
And when I share things on...
How did they know that, though? Or did you say that?
Because when I share things online, I want to give credit to the
where
person.
You got it from. Okay.
I don't want to act like it's mine.
Okay.
Okay. So, and it was... The source was MGTOW something.
Okay. So, he stated... He put a meme... We were talking about the wall tonight. So, that's what he was talking about. Bitches with all the eggs in her ovaries. She's like, I'm trying to find myself. I got all this time to live my life, and all this cock I've never got inside of me.
And
I get a chance.
And the picture representation
was egg
next
cartons.
to it was a full egg carton.
Right.
And then she was like, I don't need a man. And like half the egg carton was full. And then something else happens. But then when the egg carton...
She said she's ready to settle down.
When the egg carton was empty... No, I think it was empty. She's like,
goddamn.
I'm ready to settle down now.
Yeah.
And
the settle down we talked about comes with demands and shit. This
Right.
bitch ain't got a lot of time. You don't waste her time. Meanwhile, all the time she was doing, taking in all that strange dick, you gonna give me the big one too. Thank you. I'll take it. Fuck it. I'll take it. All right. And so we doing Knob
glasses
Creek.
are crystal. Calm down, man.
Knob Creek tonight, fellas.
But let me take over here.
Oh, that's
because
good.
this is where the fuckery begins. And I can't believe I cheersed you and did not. The glass is probably fucking broken and hard
Really?
as you cheers it. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Let's not be bitches. What happened was there was a woman in the group, and from what I gather, she cannot have children.
how would you to know that?
From the tone. I mean, I've worked in sales for 2 decades.
No, I'm saying, how are you to know that when you made the post? Like, you sought this bitch out and said, you know what? I'm picking on you, bitch.
Well, here's the thing. That meme was about women squandering their prime years and expecting us to wait around after they have kids with other alpha males to marry them and bring money to their offspring. That's what the meme is about, and anyone that follows Rollo Tomasi's work actually got it. Well, in her solipsistic way, she thought that was minimizing women to baby factories, and women are only of value if they can have babies. Sorry, bitch. That's not what the fuck that was about. So just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. And this was one of those things where, for the first time ever, Anthony, I finally figured out why the golf club in Augusta, Georgia, where they play the Masters, didn't want female members. When females come into an environment, they change shit. And Rollo Tomasi talks about this a lot, about don't let women into the red pill community. They'll toe the line, they'll do shit, but you can't understand, you can't control when they just get offended. Right?
Right.
And she got offended about something that was not anything to do with the meme,
right,
whatsoever.
I was just about to say, she was projecting. That had something more to do with her than what you were talking about, and that's what pisses us off a lot, when you go off topic to talk about something that had nothing to do with the topic itself, and now
Absolutely.
you're outraged. And you're outraged about something. You're talking about something on your own that was not.
So what are you saying, Anthony? Are you saying that all women are baby factories? Is that what you're fucking saying?
No, it's not.
Is that what you're fucking saying? Because it sounds like to me you're agreeing with that fucking asshole, Wesley Page.
But that's not what I was saying.
He was saying that women are just baby factories.
I wasn't saying that. I had nothing to say about that, and that wasn't what we were talking about.
But if I get super loud and I'm a chick, and I have a vagina and I'm
somebody
super
come
loud,
save her. Somebody save her.
Come on, somebody jump in there.
Hey, they was motherfuckers and was like, baby, have you seen my cape? Have you seen my super cape? Where's my super cape? These motherfuckers could not wait to dive in and save a bitch from nothing of a problem that she created herself.
So what did I do when I got the notification when I woke up in the morning that my post had been taken down? and I got a message from the moderator saying, "Hey, you bring that MGTOW bullshit in here. Maybe you need to either unfollow or just not post that shit." What did I do? Screenshotted that shit on my phone, put it up on the page. Oh, 3% man is now censored. And of course, when you do that and post what a moderator puts up there, you know you're signing your death warrant in the group.
Feelings.
Yeah. But
all the feelings come out.
What, mine?
No, from the moderator.
Oh yeah, because he referred to shit as bullshit.
Yeah, he was emotional.
Yeah, and one would argue maybe he wasn't. Maybe why was he moderating, and not on his purpose?
Oh,
you know,
shit.
There was a guy, Daddy Dale, in the group. Daddy Dale came in on this, and he says, "You know what? I hardly ever come in here. I come in here every 11 or 12 years to check in on this group because I'm mainly on my purpose. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm sort of on my purpose. But every once in a while, I come in here and check up on things. And what do I see? I see the group run amok. A lot of you guys are arguing. Well, let Daddy Dale. Hey, well, hold on. Split it up, you two. Listen to me. Don't make me pull this car over, you two. Don't you. Hey, you guys. Let me. I'm sorry. Let me hit the bell here. We're going on a red pill phone tap. Sidebar. Let me go sidebar here. And people that are in the live stream, people email us this. I want you guys to make up a nickname. Whoever wins a contest will be honored on this program for a very long time. I want you guys to make up a nickname for, I'll just give you an example. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a scientist, and he's arguing with another scientist, right? And they're talking about quantum physics and shit, and they're like, "Hey, hold on a second. Black holes aren't necessarily like that." And Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, "No. If you do this math equation, blah blah blah." And then some fucking moron walks up on these two brilliant scientist minds, like, "Hey, you two cut it. Hey, you break it up, huh?" And he gets to kind of feel like he's more superior to these fucking amazing minds who are debating this fucking topic, right? And it's like, motherfucker, do you have something to add to this? Oh, you wanted to feel like you're in charge, like a fucking Christian youth minister or some shit? Hey! You know, I've come into this group once every 26 or 27 years, and I don't read a lot here. But when I do, I need to split these guys up. It's like, Daddy Dale, you bitch-ass motherfucker.
I'm sorry, Dale. I see you post too much to know who you are for you to be on your fucking purpose that much.
You know what? I take back what I said. I don't want to call Dale a bitch-ass motherfucker, because he's not.
No, he brings...
he's not.
He brings a lot of good...
He does bring good content.
Yeah.
And by the way, I stand corrected. Okay? But I will say, Daddy Dale, shut your bitch ass up. Look, if you don't have something to add, and let's take... Sorry about that. We had technical difficulty. And in the live stream, people are saying...
What happened?
People are saying, first of all, that my rage broke the live cast. That may have happened. That may have happened. But
Hulk smash.
Yeah, seriously. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. But they come in and they're like, you know, Corey Wayne suggests you read the book 10 to 15 times, and I guess our Daddy Dale's like, well, I don't have time for that. I read the book 50 times, okay? All right. Well, you
This
could
is-
read it 150 times. Corey
Big-
Wayne just says read it 10 to 15 times.
Yeah,
you
big-
should be good.
Big dick pissing
That's all it took for us.
consultation. Yeah. God damn, Dale. 50? Okay. Good job, bro. You want a cookie and a sticker? You want
If you
want
read
some-
the book 50 times, at least you could get some stickers.
Right.
At least.
We'll get you some red.
I'm gonna
We'll
mail
get
in
you
some
some red
stickers.
pill phone tap stickers. That
I'm still laughing from Wesley's rage broke the podcast. Yeah, because here's the thing. I was just like,
you was getting ready to unleash.
motherfucker. No, I was getting ready to unleash on Daddy Dale because I'm like, motherfucker, if you don't have anything to add here, don't come in here like you're a fucking dad or a great uncle or some shit. If you have something to add, this is grown men talking, motherfucker.
Let us hash it out like we can amongst
Hey,
each other.
hey, break it up. Break it up,
You know,
you two.
just
Don't-
like-
hey, Daddy Dale's here. Don't make me pull this car over. What
This
the hell?
this is the
God
classic.
damn it, those fucking guys.
This is the classic because I grew up this way, and maybe other cultures don't allow this, but I grew up in a culture where two kids were fighting, and they needed to hash that shit out because the shit's just been building up over the past week, and they've been talking shit back and forth, and then finally it came to it. Now they're fighting.
Well,
Now it's like, don't break the fucking fight up because all we're going to do is have more shit talking and all this shit.
Yeah, let's get this
Let
over with.
this shit fucking rock. Get it over with. The best man wins. Shake hands and get the fuck on with your life. Sometimes, guess what? I had a fight with a guy. Well, I fucked this little sister, but the problem was we had to fight because
well, the problem was you fucked his little sister.
yeah, that was the
All right.
problem. But the problem was that we really had to get our fight out of the way because there was too much tension because he felt some kind of way about me fucking his little sister. So once they got the fight out the way, we were cool. We could talk. We could what's up each other in the hallway and keep it fucking pushing. There was no fucking mean mugging and all that shit. We wasn't trying to figure out, looking over our shoulder, this motherfucker talking about me behind my back, all that shit. It probably was afterwards, but everybody got to see the fight. Everybody got to see y'all hash the shit out, and everybody see you keep it pushing after that. There's no need for somebody else to come in and be like, hey, guys, just so you know, you're breaking frame.
Well, one of the things that
Sometimes you have to understand, you have to push each other to understand, like, hey, what you're saying doesn't make sense. I'm going to probably verbally lash you or type lash you with some hard truths just so you can understand that the shit that you're saying doesn't make sense. So when we move forward, you're not spilling this same bullshit thinking that you're providing value when you're actually
by
not.
being a referee.
Right.
One of the things that I think Daddy Dale in that group really upset people with, and this is the first time a lot of people met Daddy Dale. A lot of people first knew him from this Facebook group, but I first knew Daddy Dale from UFC 81, where he jumped into the cage and broke up Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir. And he was like, hey, cut it out, you two. What are you guys doing, fighting?
Yeah,
And
motherfucker.
he ruined the whole pay-per-view. God damn it, Daddy Dale. We all paid to see Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar fight, and he jumps in the center of the cage, and he just doesn't get that's what we paid to see.
Yeah.
And he just broke Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar up, and Brock Lesnar apologized. He was like, "My bad, Daddy Dale. You're the most badass motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry I disappointed you by trying to fight Frank Mir on this pay-per-view." And Daddy Dale was like, all right, man, don't let it happen again. God damn it. And Frank Mir went over and was like, all right, Daddy Dale, I don't know what I got to do to make this right. Can I buy you a beer? Can I suck your dick? Like, what do I have to do, Daddy Dale? I shouldn't have been fighting, and you're right, and we're wrong. And Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir, they all went to Daddy Dale, and they apologized for trying to fight on a UFC 81 pay-per-view. I think that's where I think that's where people first knew about Daddy Dale. He's so fucking alpha, Anthony, because he breaks up fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody breaks up fights like Alpha. It seems like Daddy Dale is alpha because he breaks up fights. Do you think that might be his strategy?
I think that
I don't think that's his strategy, Anthony.
no, it's not his strategy, but
Are you sure?
It's his calling card. It's like, hey, no one has disagreements without me, motherfuckers.
Listen,
Look, I am the end all, be all, begin all, start all, fuck all. Look, I can't. I don't do. This is what I don't do about when we have men discussions. Right? It's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to
but not when Daddy Dale's around. He's gonna break it up.
The thing
Because
is,
he's the most alpha of the alpha, and he's going to prove it by breaking up discussions men are having.
Let me ask
Hey, cut it out, you two.
Let me ask you a quick question. Is it better that you are challenged by another man about what your philosophy is, about what you're saying you believe in? Because we all talk about a philosophy, right? When we talk about Corey Wayne shit, right? We talk about the baseline of your education. If you're saying, hey, there are some cracks or some gaps here, I want to talk about those. And this is what I think, and this is how I feel, and this is what I've experienced. And then somebody comes in and be like, you're wrong about your experiences and how you feel and what you think. And then somebody's like, wait a minute, well, how am I wrong? You need to come with more than just fucking telling me I'm wrong. Then somebody's like, hey, what you guys talking about? This is a Corey Wayne show. And everything Corey Wayne, if it's not in the book, you shouldn't gonna be talking about it. And it's like, look, motherfucker, we trying to get to the bottom of some shit. Stop fucking interfering in something that you don't even know what you're talking about yet, because we haven't gotten to the real argument yet to even figure out what the fuck.
Damn it, Anthony. Don't make Daddy Dale turn this car around. I want to know, like, a good fucking, like, word we can have on this program for that guy. That guy is so prominent, Anthony. In, like...
I read it all book guy?
No. When I think of an archetype, I always think of it like a black minister. That's who I think of. The guy's like, oh, you young guys think you got it all figured out, huh? Like Key and Peele, where that really wise black guy would walk up with the jelly beans in his hand and say some wise shit, but he would like sit there and shake them like, oh, you think you're gonna run the streets with drugs, huh? And like he would put them in his mouth. That's what I picture Daddy Dale like. Though Daddy Dale was not a blue pill, and he did bring some good things to the table. I hate to say this, but I'm not going to miss Daddy Dale. I don't need... I literally used to be an MMA fighter. I don't need a referee when it comes to discussing ideas.
And it's just verbal.
And you're not over me. You're not over me when I'm discussing intellectual ideas by breaking us up. You're not the fucking de facto leader of the fucking group. Hey! Split it up, you two! Motherfucker, you're really comfortable around. Do you have something to add? But because you think you're some sort of fucking leader here, because I don't know, maybe we spent too much time on this. I apologize to our listeners.
I was going to say, can you relate this to anything else in your life? The
reason I brought it up is because I've seen this guy manifest himself so many times where they think they're the alpha in the situation by breaking up an argument. Hey, cut it out! And it's like, dude, you don't have anything to add to this situation, but you think because you're breaking up.
I see women do that a lot too.
Yeah, you're right. Women do that a lot too. Hey, break it up. And it's like, bitch, I will throw you over that fence. Get away from me. Like, and then I had to throw a bitch over a fence. That was terrible. And I got arrested. I spent 3 months in jail for it. Anyways, moving on to the next topic.
That got fucking real.
That got
quick.
dark.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that did not happen.
I wanted to talk about something.
I'm just kidding.
I wanted to talk about something real quick. When we were talking about the women, we've all bought something probably used before, slightly used or
No, Anthony, we already covered that in the first segment. Why you shouldn't feel bad for old bitches.
But
Anthony,
I
are you going back to the first segment? We've already covered this.
I want to kind of reiterate some shit. Like when you buy a used car, you know when they kind of brag when they say, "Hey, this car only has one owner," right? But if it had two owners or three owners,
I can already hear your pure gold that you're about to give our listeners. They brag. Only one owner.
One owner only. But then you got somebody.
But that bitch that has no eggs in her carton, what if she's had
4 fucking
236 owners?
Oh shit.
Oh, well, time out. You're laughing. Am I joking?
No, I don't want to even fucking imagine.
200. Well, let me help you imagine. 236 dicks in that vagina, and she wants you to marry her.
Ooh.
I'm doing a Kevin Hart here on the live stream.
Hey, somebody come look at this. Come look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
What the hell?
Listen, man. I saw something that this happened on Facebook too. Somebody had posted something about a woman and you know how it's a double standard with men having multiple partners and women having multiple partners. And I think somebody had said that it's unfair or some shit like that. But the thing is this. We were talking about this earlier. The way we think about sex and the way women think about sex is totally different. And, well, we got some comments going on about this.
Yeah, Larry Cheek's always got good stuff to say. Larry Cheek's a founder in our group. Again, guys, we promote Larry Cheek because he's a founder of our Facebook group, Red Pill Phone Tap on Facebook. If you want to watch us on live stream, that's the way you can do it and interact. Today, we're gonna advance technologies pretty soon, but right now, episode 23, the Michael Jordan version of this, we are going to live stream on Facebook. Anthony, go on, man. I'll cut you off.
Yeah, I was talking about being used. How many guys in here are going shopping? You're trying to save a buck or two, and you say, you know what? I'm gonna buy some used furniture. You go look at that furniture, and that furniture looks like it's used. It looks like somebody been sitting on it. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody been sitting on it, somebody been farting on it. Somebody been fucking on it. Somebody been eating on it. It's used. You know what I'm saying? So people wonder, like, well, guys, why are you looking at it like something's wrong? Well, we can tell, bitch. You've been used up. Somebody been nutting in your eye. I can tell, bitch. You know what I'm saying? One of your eyes bigger than the other. You know what I'm saying? One eye is on halfway squint because you know you've been catching a lot of skeet in that eye. You know what I mean? So I can tell. We can tell. If you go hunting for a mattress, you're looking for a new mattress, right? Some of the mattress people been laying on, like people that coming in, that's the one on clearance and shit. You know what I'm saying? That mattress on clearance. You know, even though it got a plastic bag on it, you can tell, man, about 50, 80 people been sitting on that mattress trying to see if that mattress is comfortable. And they trying to sell it to you for $100 off. You just like, nah, man, you need to take about $300-400 off. You know, the value not the same. When you hit the wall, ladies, You like a used mattress. You like some second, third, hand-me-down clothes. That's what your value look like. You know what I mean? So it's not the same. It's not the same. When you talk about a man is bringing more than just his used dick. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing a lot more value than that.
Well,
I don't know if you heard.
Well,
but,
I heard everything you said. And I have a lot to add
Okay.
to men bringing value. We'll come in later. I don't want to interrupt you, but boy, do I have a lot to add to that. Sorry, I just wanted to agree with you.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was going with the differences between us. We kind of see you as used materials that has a life expiration date. Because we can still have kids till we're 60 and 70, right?
Yep.
So it's not the same for you, though. Your wall is way earlier. So when you are talking about you got all this fucking time just because you're trying to look at us, we're not equal, bitch. We're not the same. Mm-hmm. We don't have the same biology because your shit end before ours do. And so we have more time than you do in reality. And so I just wanted to touch on that because we didn't have time to hit it all. But well, I also don't want to take too much time up for our next segment, which I know is going to be.
Well, I'd like to piggyback on what you said before we go on.
Cool.
Our friend Bob, who we've been coaching, you and I both together. You've gotten in a few coaching sessions as well. And I had to talk to Bob about this a little bit. I had to be like, Bob, you are what is making this woman's life cool. And I had to rationally explain it. I know you love this bitch. I know you do. I know you just positively love this bitch. But your love is not the reality of the value of this bitch. But she thinks it is. And I had to like rationally fucking tell him like, hey bruh, this is her life. This is your life. I'm not going to use the specifics because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But let me use an example. You know what? Let me just use specifics because I don't want to go into hypotheticals here. But Bob is a guy with a lot of skills. Even though he's unemployed, Anthony, his skills give him enough side jobs to do a lot of shit in the construction field.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know how like when most people are jobless, they have like no money coming in or they have like an unemployment check. This motherfucker's a badass. He finds side jobs and his reputation in the construction industry is so good that like even when he's unemployed, he's employed. Yeah. Even during a fucking coronavirus pandemic. I'm just pausing because that's pretty fucking badass. You know what I'm saying? And this bitch is just a 40-year-old waitress with 2 kids and 2 baby daddies and drinks a lot on Wednesdays. Drinks a half handle of Dewar's on Wednesdays. How many women do you know that drink a half handle of Dewar's on Wednesday? That's a rough drink. I don't say, and I'm not saying that as a compliment.
No.
God damn it.
Crazy. That's scotch, by the way.
A woman that drinks scotch that's not from Scotland? Know what I'm saying?
Or Ireland.
Like, holy shit. God damn. You know, if you're from Scotland, okay. This bitch, and the guy that I'm talking about, our friend Bob, is very in shape. Let me tell you a little bit about Bob's discipline. Bob is an alcoholic, and he's a young alcoholic. He is 40 years old. He has been sober for 3.5 years straight, and during this breakup has never even considered going back to the bottle or anything else. Well, I mean, Jesus Christ. Does that deserve a round of applause?
Hell yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that it's very like, wow, Jesus Christ. And this fucking do-nothing bitch has not yet realized, bitch, I'm what made your life cool. I'm just trying to support your point from earlier. I'm what made your life cool. But you think you're better than me and you're just going to fucking dump me and all that other shit? God damn it, man. This is why I passionately told our fellas earlier, do not date down. Anthony, let's get to the last segment.
Can you be more specific when you say dump me with the option to possibly maybe come back?
Well, you know the specifics on this. So, Corey Wayne talks about, and again, Corey Wayne is our elementary education. He is grades K through 6. So when I bring up Corey Wayne, everyone should be able to get on board because that is the foundation for what we're doing here on this show. Corey Wayne talks about don't be in a friend zone, right? But what he doesn't talk about specifically, though if Corey Wayne were on this show, he would agree with us. Because I'm sorry. I think I've nearly listened to every single Corey Wayne video that there is, and I've read his book more than 15 times. So I feel like I can kind of capture the essence of Corey Wayne. And Corey Wayne would tell you, if someone wants to take baby steps to get back together, and I'm using air quotes here, it's the same thing as friend zone.
Yeah.
Okay? But what you guys don't know, and this is very important, and we should do a segment over this one day. But what you guys don't know is not only is let's take baby steps and figure out our relationship to get back together and yada, yada, yada. Not only is that friend zone, but it gives them an unlimited amount of time to break up with you.
Yeah.
So usually when a bitch breaks up with you, she breaks up with you one time. And then after that, you're kind of like, well, shit, bitch. You can't break up with me twice.
Right.
You're just like, bitch, you can't break up with me twice. I mean, what the fuck? But no, when you take baby steps, it's like, oh, God, Anthony.
Look, you're disappointed.
I don't know
if you disappointed me.
You didn't
again.
act right today.
It's like this.
Oh, you didn't act right today. I don't think I can do this. You know what? These baby steps, I'm taking baby steps back.
She always gets to give you
baby steps back.
A random progress report. It's like, bitch, I ain't supposed to get a progress report until another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just feel like it's important to update you and let you know how much of a failure you are in my eyes.
Oh, my God. Look, it's not going well, just so you know. Guys, that's why we never, ever, and I mean ever, do we do friend zone or baby steps or any of that shit. Bitch, we're either together or we're not. Baby steps means... And Anthony, I'm glad you brought this up. Baby steps means I can break up with you 7 times in 1 week. 7 times. Yeah. I can literally just keep breaking up with you over and over.
The mental anguish. I'm going to tell you, man, I've been in that situation where bitch is trying to give you hope that there's some kind of fucking backtrack road back to where we used to be and shit. No, don't believe that hype, bruh. You gotta believe what she's doing versus what she's saying to you.
We have our friend Ryan in the live stream, and he comments, he says, that gives all your power to her. Now you have to work hard to get your manhood back. She might as well have the dick. God, I'm cringing on how that is not leading. And And he's
100.
right.
100.
Jesus Christ, he's right. I mean, just the thought of like a bitch can fucking break up with you 7 to 9 times in 1 week. Monday morning's cool. Monday evening, not happy.
Because as soon as she wants some dick, then you're good. You're good enough for you to give her some dick, and then you go.
But what
right
if she
back
meets
to
a dude at the mall? What if she meets a dude at the mall?
Feel like
You weren't really bringing it today.
I feel like you're crowding my space.
Why don't you trust me?
Yeah, that bullshit.
Oh, Jesus.
That
Let me
bullshit.
tell you what every bitch that can't be trusted says. I feel like I'm like, why can't you trust me? And this leads to our last segment. And this is a strong segment, guys, and I'm glad that we didn't miss this tonight. The last segment tonight is all about, are you strong enough to say no? And I'm going to use Bob as an example here. So Bob, who we're coaching, he's got a gal that wants to take baby steps. We've coached Bob to go no contact. And as soon as he went no contact for real, all of a sudden, this gal could not get enough of him.
1-800 call Bob.
This was one of those, wait, I texted you. And in this case, she didn't just text like, hey, here go this. Text back and confirm that you got this. And it was like this 11 minutes of like, all my diamonds shine 'cause they really diamonds. Like, it was just this eruption. Anybody that's on TikTok knows that's like the biggest song on TikTok, where like a sports event's like has like a huge like eruption and shit. Dude, it was just a fuck. It was like taking a chimpanzee, a full-grown chimpanzee, when he didn't respond to her texts. It was like taking a full-grown chimpanzee, dunking it in gasoline, and lighting it on fire, and just locking it in your house.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was just
rampage.
Oh my god!
It's like that dog that has anxiety issues and chases his fucking tail all day because you left the house, you left it alone, they don't have nothing to do, and it chews every fucking thing up, shits everywhere, and tears eating the baseboards and shit.
So let me back up. That's what this segment is about, is are you strong enough to say no? And when I was coaching Bob, and there was a lot of fuckery going on, and she was texting negative things to Bob. And I said, you know what? In our new world of strong Bob, we do not respond to inappropriate texts. And as soon as he didn't do it, keep in mind, Bob wouldn't get a response for fucking 3-4 days when he was sending a text her way. But as soon as he doesn't respond and he's not obeying her commands, and in this case, guys, let me tell you what obeying her commands was. She said, hey, we got this bill together. Guys, if you've ever lived with a girl, you obviously know when you break down a 2-income household and go to separate households, you still got bills in each other's names and all that other kind of shit. She's like, hey, I got another toll bill from when you went into the city. Here's what it was. It's like a $19 bill. And she sends a screenshot, and she's like, let me know that you got this. And I told Bob, I said, nope. Nobody else that you text in your whole life tells you, hey, send me a text back telling me that you got this. Nobody. Not your best friend, not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your cousin, nobody. So you are not going to respond back to your, ex-fucking girlfriend. Bitch, I don't have... Listen, there's a lot of disadvantages to being dumped. Having to put up with your shit and your commands and complying to your rules of texting, that ain't one of them. Anthony, please jump in here. I know you have something to say about this. I mean, you're sitting over there like crouching tiger, hidden dragon. I'm just looking at your face, and you're just like, oh, these fucking hoes.
I'm appalled by the audacity of a
Anthony,
bitch.
You know, every time I text you, know every fucking time, I go, Anthony, text me back, let me know you got this.
No,
right?
No.
Or does the rest of the fucking human race hit send? And we know it was fucking sent. Hey, Anthony, let me ask you this. When MasterCard and Visa sends you a bill in the mail, as soon as you open it and you read the letter, they're like, hey, call us at 1-800-999-2367. Let us know you got this bill.
Never got that.
Never. But this bitch who is an ex-girlfriend's like, you better text me back. And Anthony,
it's demanding. It's a demand she's required.
Let me give you the number. She sent 17 terribly mean texts
in a row.
Night. What?
In a row?
Bruh. Some of them were 1 and 2 minutes apart.
Wow.
Some of them she would go hit the Dewar's bottle, forget about it, and then get like
this
really ramped up on life.
This is a psychotic bitch.
You fucking asshole.
I can't do... See, my tolerance level for women in that capacity, in that mindset, is very low. So I don't think I can, fit
Well,
the
you
bill.
have to remember this gentleman had fallen in love with this chick. Now, this chick had never acted like this prior. Never. This chick was very, very submissive in the beginning.
So what happened?
What happened? Well, I mean, it's
Why
never,
you can't
it's never,
blame
but
the
it's
blue
never,
pill man?
no, it's never one thing. As we go into this segment, and we're talking about, are you strong enough to say no? If you had to boil it down to one thing, that would be it. I was coaching this guy to tell this gal, hey, this is how it is, and this is the way it's going to be, and this is my new life. And Bob was just very much like,
I don't know about all that. That's a little too strong.
I don't. All right, send that text over, and then I'll give the rated G version.
Right. Bob is like
that text. Ooh.
I want to say something to Bob, if you're listening. There's a requirement of you that comes with your manhood. It states that you maintain who you are because that's who you want to be. You do not need to conform to what a woman wants you to be. She will conform to you because you are the stronger man. You are the stronger person. That is what she wants to do. Just because she's crying about having to conform doesn't mean that she doesn't want to. She wants to. You just have to maintain your frame so that she understands that, you know what? This is who he is. This is who he's always going to be. And that's who I got to conform to if I want to be with him. If I don't want to be with him, I can't play that program, and therefore I don't have access to him anymore. So that's who I want. Who I want you to be is who you want to be, not who she wants or desires you to be.
We got a great comment here in the live stream. Well, we've had couple of great comments from Ryan here in the live stream. He says her behavior changed because he gave up his power along the way, and that's what this segment is about.
Yeah.
So Ryan, kudos, buddy. I mean, you are imbibing what this segment is about. He says because he gave up his power along the way, and as he took his power back, it caused her script to flip, and she didn't like it. She saw his change and an opportunity to test the shit out of him and see what reaction she could get out of him. His response is the validation she is looking for to validate her decisions. Ryan had a few comments before this, but he's right where he's like, he gave up power along the way.
Yeah.
And this is what a lot of
we
guys
do that. We tend to do that.
Tend to do that. It's what we do. I mean, today I had it happen at work, and I'm not making this up. I'm for the sake of this segment. But I had this happen at work where I had this business contact, and he started his own company. And he buys from me, but with his own company, he doesn't have the resources of his last company.
Yeah.
This motherfucker doesn't even have a printer.
Wow.
And every time he makes an order from us, there's always some kind of fucking issue, you know? And this guy buys easily 1/10,000th of his former employer.
Yeah.
But because we're buddies, I'm trying to be cool, right? And I'm just going above and beyond. But because I've gone above and beyond, he doesn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is a man. And he calls me up today, and I'm not making this up. And guys, you all know I work in the automotive industry. His customer told him the wrong year of the make and model of his vehicle. So we sent him the wrong parts. He asked for an 07. We sent him a 2010. Not trying to bore you all, but this is an important part of the story. So he calls me and he's like, hey, I got to send the parts back. Who's going to pay for shipping? And I go, not us. He goes, well, I don't know what to tell you on this, bud. And I go, what do you mean? Well, they told me the wrong year. It's not my fault. I go, well, it's their fault, so they'll have to pay for it. Well, I mean, can you cover me on this? And I go, one thing's for sure. This is not my fault. But you want me to pay for this. Well, I mean, I give you a lot of business. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this transaction. Well, if you can't help me out on this, I guess I'll have to buy somewhere else. So you're asking me to pay for shipping that I shouldn't have to pay for, or you're going to do business somewhere else? Yep. And you know what my answer was? And this is why I brought this segment up on this program. My answer is no. And it was an awkward moment on the phone. Because, Anthony, the reason I brought this shit up is because rarely do people ever say this shit. They dance around. They kind of tap dance. If anyone doesn't recognize that, that's when you get the star in Super Mario Brothers from
Facts. Mario.
Super Mario Brothers peeps.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Rarely do people have the power and the tenacity to look someone in the eye and go, no. And I'm talking about regular people. If you're a CEO of a corporation, don't weigh in on this fucking discussion, motherfucker. If you own your own business, don't weigh in on this discussion, motherfucker. I'm talking about regular people. Do you have the tenacity to say the word no to people? You know what I'm saying, Anthony?
Yeah.
You and I get it. It's just so fucking hard. and get out of here with your fake alpha shit. You know what? I'm always living my purpose, so it's super easy for me to say no. Tell me the last time you fucking said no, motherfucker. I don't believe you. If you don't know that no is awkward as fuck, then you've never said it. Or and I'm not trying to discount your opinion, or your privilege is fucked.
Yeah.
You're just, if your dad's Donald Trump, you can say no problem. Anthony, do you have a story for us? A time where you had to say no, and it was just fucking crazy, motherfucking uncomfortable?
I mean, business-wise,
it was easy for me because it just happened to me today. Literally just happened to me today. So I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, business-wise, I've been in uncomfortable situations to say no, even if I knew it would probably cost me money or cost me future business, because I didn't want to reward the stick-em-up mentality. Hey, like you catch me off guard with some, hey, I'm not going to pay this. If you don't do this for me, then I won't do this anymore with you. I'm going to hold my business over your head and dare you to not comply with my demands. And sometimes you have to be like, hey, that's not how I do business. Or that's not how I live my life. When a woman demands something from you that's not what you do, then that's not what you do. She can't force you to, like, women that said they used to be spoiled by their man, right? And that they expect you to spoil them if you expect to be their man, right? And if that's not how you live your life, all right, bitch. Bye. I can't. I'm not going to conform who I am at my core to what I want to say. I don't want to say conform because I don't want to.
Well, I think compliance is the big word, because that was the word I was using with our friend Bob last night when she was like, text me and let me know you got this screenshot of the toll. This is a real story. This all happened last night. And this is really important for everybody to know, because she was like, look, if you don't text me, Mama's going to get angry. And here's the thing. That's not his girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, she got fake authority. She's putting out authoritative demands and commands.
Because she used to do that in their relationship. Well, they're not in a relationship anymore.
So why you think you still can do that?
Look, text me and let me know you got this text message. And by the way, my buddy Bob, who I'm coaching, terrified. He's like, well, the thing about it is I usually text her right back.
Fuck all that.
Like, no, Bob. She's not in charge anymore, bud.
Even in a
she can't break up with you twice, bud.
Even in a relationship, I'm not responding that fast. I'm not responding to nothing that I don't want to respond.
Well, I'm also, my own wife, who we have a 7-month-old daughter with, rather. If she tells me, text me back and let me know you got this, I'm looking at that, and we're on good terms.
Yeah,
we're happily married. I'm like, no, bitch, we're not starting this. We're like, I need to confirm text. I don't do this with I don't do this with my own fucking boss. I don't do this with Anthony. I don't do this with any motherfucking body. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, this bitch continues to go on a 17 text rage. where she's just running around her apartment like Sonic the Hedgehog, running off the side of the walls. And fuck you, and your mother fucking sucks, and that's why your dad never loved you, and everybody knows that you fucking suck, you motherfucker, I fucking hate you. And it was just, and he kept texting me like, dude, I want to reach out, I want to calm her down. And he even reached out to an AA sponsor, and the AA sponsor told him what, Anthony? What the AA's...
Don't.
Why didn't you just tell her you got the text?
Oh,
Why
my
didn't
God.
you just comply?
Oh my God.
Why didn't you just comply?
No.
She told you, just comply with the text, right?
Wow.
Why didn't you just do it? You know what that sounds like to me? And this is why I respect the NRA. And by the way, I own one gun. But the NRA looks at like giving up power like, oh shit, we're going to lose. If we give up 1 millimeter of power, we're going to lose this whole game. Guys, in a relationship, whether you like guns or not, I want you to become the NRA. If somebody comes to NRA and they're like, hey man, check it out. People take a test to drive a car. Isn't it reasonable they could take a test to own a firearm? And everyone's like, oh, okay. That sounds good. NRA's like, what? So
Yeah.
now illiterate people that can't take tests can't own
buy
a gun?
guns, yeah.
Fuck you. You know what? Now we're going to push further in this other direction. They are, I mean, it'd be like, hey, NRA, okay, check it out. Hold on, NRA. We can agree on some shit, right? I mean, come on now. Come on. Hold on. Can we at least agree that 5-year-olds can't own guns? They can't own and buy guns, right? And they're like, wait, okay, 5-year-olds can't own guns? Okay, hold on. All right. 5-year-olds can't own guns. Good. NRA's like, fuck that shit. We are putting together a bill in Congress for 3-year-olds to be able to purchase firearms at Walmart. Hold on. As long as they can walk. They have to. By the way, I respect that form of negotiating because as a man in a relationship, that has got to be your form of negotiating. Now, I hope she doesn't shoot you with a gun because of the NRA.
Right. I was going to say.
However, like, again, we're not talking about your politics on guns. We're talking about how they are unwavering in their negotiation. And by the way, this is how I am with my wife. I don't give up a motherfucking inch to her. I will not. Because I know the moment I fucking do. Hold on. We got Ryan here on the live stream. I set the expectation of I hate texting. And if I don't respond, it means I'm busy and I'll respond later. By the way, Ryan, that is a good... Jesus Christ. We should do a segment over
That's
that.
how I live my life, Ryan.
That's how I live my life, too. With my wife that I have a child with, by the way. So, Ryan, you are so right on this. My ex bitches at me at how I go a week or two without texting her. Yeah, because I hate texting. And I'm on my purpose and my mission. And by the way, you ain't my fucking chick anymore, bitch. Now, our friend Ryan did not write that, but it bears repeating. Not his chick anymore, dude. Come on, man.
I want you to read a text thread from my older brother. This is real life.
I am terrified. I am terrified to read this.
Why?
Because I know your brother's very blue pill.
You know, well, this is an older brother you haven't met yet. But I want you to read this text thread. And you said, and I'm telling you, this is how I live my life. So I'm not fucking lying. Go ahead and read.
Oh,
that.
this is between you and him?
Yeah.
All right. So, from D to Anthony. D says, do you not like my siblings group message I created to keep in touch and have fun with y'all? Anthony replies, I just don't like texting. He says, I would really wish that you can make an exception this time because there's a serious ordeal going on and just don't want and just want to keep in touch with everybody. Anthony says, haha. Demo, I get it. But I'm gonna be me regardless. It makes me care you guys no less. He says, I love you, bro. You were unwilling to comply.
Yeah.
You're like, no, bro. I'm not changing who the fuck I am. And our friend Ryan comes in the live stream and says, comply equals no man card. And I absolutely fucking agree.
And that don't matter if it's a woman, it's your brother, it's your cousin, it's your boss. It's who you fucking are.
I love, Anthony, that you brought in family. Because your family will bully the fuck out of you, dude.
All day
long.
Big guilt trip you. And the thing is, you have to be who you are and be okay with it. You can't allow someone else's emotions or their own manipulations to change who you want to be. And my thing on it was, because I understand that, yes, there's something happening in the world that no one else that I know that's living has lived through, right? This is something new for everybody, right?
Yeah.
People are kind of scared and on the edge or whatever, right? But that doesn't change who I am because the circumstances are new or have changed. I'm still going to be who I am. And this is, if I can do that to my own family, you think I can't do that to some bitch that's trying to demand my time, that don't deserve it, that hasn't earned it? Or some woman who is demanding my time because she's insecure with her own bullshit, that she's gonna make me waver on who I am. And the reason I made Wesley read is because I want to prove to you guys that I'm not making this shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that because that's just who I am. I make sure that I live my life based on, because I can't tell y'all shit if I don't live it, right? I should shut the fuck up, really, if I can't give you guys real life commentary on how to move and strategically move in how you want to deal with people that wants to make you comply to their will, when you have your own agenda, your own purpose in life on how you want to live your life, because you're never going to be happy living your life for someone else, period. And that's when, and I'm passionate about that because I live my life for other people majority of my fucking life. So I'd be damned if I'm going to live the rest of my life for someone else at this point. I'm going to be selfish as fuck and live my life for me, because my happiness is what matters most in my life. And I'll get off my fucking soapbox. But
well, Daddy Dale just gave us a direct message.
Shut up, man.
He's telling us to break it the fuck up. God damn it, Daddy Dale. Fuck, man.
Dale is a replaced Disney and shit. I was
he is the censor. He's
for the OGs of the Red Pill phones. I didn't know when Disney.
You two break it up, huh? I gotta tell you,
what Patrice O'Neal was saying about we brought this up last week. Patrice O'Neal was saying, "I know I need my diabetes medications, bitch, but you ain't gonna tell me when I need it." You know?
No. Well, and here's the thing. I watched a lot of I watched a lot of videos because I know we have a show to do once a week, and I watched a lot of feminists communicating with guys that are frustrated with extreme feminists. And one of the things I noticed, Anthony, a very, very common tactic, and I want your take on this. What the feminists will do is they'll be like, yeah, it's because the patriarchy's been in charge. But the laughing will be very that kind of seems like they're all on this one page of like laughing like their shit's ridiculous. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I know if Patrice O'Neal were still alive, he'd be like, keep laughing, bitch. Anyways,
No, I think what he always like to point out is like you're laughing, and then he'll tell you a reason why. Because, and when I shared this in our group when we were talking about it, when I was showing you how to break down Patrice O'Neal video as far as how he controls the conversation in every conversation he has, especially when he's on the air. He wants to control the conversation no matter what you say, how you say it. He will turn what you say to reflect his narrative. You know, because he doesn't want you to like push him off or try to blow him off, and he's the type of guy that's been kind of ignored most of his life. So,
because he was a big dude.
Right.
He was a fat guy.
Yeah. So it's easy to do that. It's easy to shame men in anyway, but especially if you're a fat guy, it's easy to double shame you or ignore you, and it's okay because you bring no value to me because what are you going to do? You're fat. You know what I mean? So he was able to bully through all that shit and say, you know what? I'm not going to allow you to fucking just dismiss me. And you know what I'm going to do? Not only am I not allow you to do that, I'm going to make it so funny for other people that's witnessing you trying to do it that you're going to feel like shit by the time I'm done with you. And he's done it not to the point where it's almost like a defense mechanism, but now it became an offensive attack on the psyche of people that is just used to getting away with bullying and pushing people over. He was able to like flip it on his head and be like, "No, motherfucker, you can't do that to me. Not today."
Well, I get really in my feelings about people that are like writing success books on, hey, I made $1 million. You too can do this if you just read my book. I don't think you can read a book and become Patrice O'Neal.
No.
I feel like, yes, we can study what he did and we can let it influence our lives. But I don't think we can become Patrice O'Neal. I really don't. He was just a really, really special guy.
Yeah.
That saw the world in a very, very different way. Honestly, Anthony, I'm still such in awe. Especially the time he came up in. There was no red pill manosphere community. There was none of this. There was, there was just a bunch of shit, and Patrice O'Neal was on an island by himself. But the more he talked, like especially on the Opie and Anthony show, they were like, well, hold on, this makes a lot of sense.
I remember because they had to kind of be won over because they were suffering from the blue pill, and so it was like, well, you can't say that. You can't get away with saying that. Like, you're really not living your life like that, are you? Like you had to tell your friends, like, no, bitch, I do live my life like this, and my wife knows. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is not for show, motherfucker. This is who I am. And that's what happens, man. You're gonna get challenged when you talk red pill. And we knew this. We knew this coming into this show. We knew coming. We was in another group that Wesley's no longer part of. That it was like, I'm picking on you, man. I'm just playing with you. But I'm saying,
I'm losing all kinds of sleep over it. What am I gonna do?
Where people it's hard for people to accept reality that's thrown in their face because and me and Wesley was discussing this actually while we was riding around today about how sometimes a philosophy is introduced to you that you just totally don't agree with, and it doesn't make sense to you yet, but like I was explaining to him, I didn't shove it down his throat. I didn't, even though that I saw value in it and he didn't. I didn't like, you're gonna fucking understand this, motherfucker, and if you don't, you're a dumbass. Like, I didn't approach it that way, because is he gonna be like, okay, fuck it? Because if you know Wesley, no one's gonna fucking make Wesley do something he doesn't fucking want to do, right?
Right.
So I'm not gonna. I came to the approach, was like, you know what? Fine. You don't have to accept it. I know it has value, and I think I just kind of did a Chinese water drip on it and be like, yeah, that's MGTOW. Yeah, MGTOW can do that. Yeah, MGTOW said that. Like, there's MGTOW information that kind of coincides with 3% man information, or AMS information, or Donovan Sharp information. And guess who? What? Donovan Sharp hated fucking MGTOW, and he shitted on it until he finally came across. He was like, you know what?
Perfect point.
He said, you know what? I had MGTOW all wrong. And it was like, you can't shit on a philosophy that you don't fucking understand, especially if you haven't actually researched it for yourself in depth. If you only take the extreme side of a following, and you be like, oh, that is bullshit, that has no value, and anybody that has anything to say about it, they don't have any value either. So I'm gonna dismiss it. If you have that mentality, you're just full of shit, and you're
And I would say on this show, you don't get to just label people and dismiss them. Not here. Even if you say you're a feminist, you can come to this show and explain yourself, and we could be like, okay, cool, we're a feminist like you. There's this feminist, Anthony, that comes on Joe Rogan. Sorry, Joe Rogan's podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience. And she comes on and she's like, I'm a feminist from the 70s. This shit has run amok. But I feel like I'm a feminist. I'm actually just like looking for rights. I feel like we've won a lot of them. I feel like we're not there yet. But I don't feel like these other fucking bitches that are out there. And this woman gets attacked. So that's why I would say this podcast is not going to say, well, if you're a feminist, you're full of shit.
no.
If you're MGTOW, you're full of shit.
No.
If you're put a label on it, you're full of shit. This program, because we do this altruistically to help people, sorry, bud, it's not that easy over here. We're here to help people, and that's not the way we're going to run things over here. You don't just get to label people and say, you can't talk here. You're canceled. That's not the way things go over here. Except for one group. Flat Earthers. Flat Earthers, get the fuck out of here. God damn it, the planet is round! You dumbass motherfuckers. The planet is round. I don't know. God damn it, man.
Too much science supports that shit.
Jesus Christ. I hate.
No, you don't hate that drop. That beat drop, though.
Why don't I hate that?
You don't hate that beat drop.
All right. Thank God.
Hey, I appreciate you
by the
guys.
way, Flat Earthers, you're welcome here too. I'm sorry. We don't want to disclude anybody. What we're here to try to do, Anthony, is make people's lives better.
100.
We're not here to sell shit. We're paying our own money to make this podcast.
You know?
Anthony, how can they find us, man?
Man, you can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Gmail. What podcast? We on iHeartRadio. We on Spotify. We on iCloud. Man, we out here.
If you can look up Red Pill Phone Tap, you can probably find us. If you can't find us, that's on you. However, if you're really old, contact your grandkid. He can help you find us. At the last resource, you can find us at the Red Pill Phone Tap at gmail.com. That's the Red Pill Phone Tap at gmail.com. We are on every major podcast format, including Spotify. Please look us up. We'd love to talk more with you. Please look us up on Facebook.
YouTube.
Red Pill Phone Tap. In the meantime, though, we love the hell out you. Thanks for joining us.
Peace. Hey, stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay the fuck home.
Wash your fucking hands.